Never give it to an enemy, I'll never trust a friend. Sorry mom, but I grew up to be a bad man. Always keep the world at arm's length like a handstand. These fucks are all lit cigarettes and I'm a gas can. There's gonna be a fire if they're not careful where the ash lands. And I'm tired, I feel like I've run 1,000 races. Spent a lot of sleepless nights learning how to shapeshift, contemplating failure and what amounts to disgrace. So give me money, suck my dick, or get the fuck out of my face.
The cover-up policy set forth by the Illuminati. As I have stated, the first great step of the conspiracy was to be the entrapment of our money system. To achieve that objective, SHIP had to get full cooperation of the then big banker elements in America.
No hits, no downloads, no plays, no flicker rates, no brainwash, no haze, no hurt, no slaughter, so no graze, no more time, no fucking how, no way. No hits, no downloads, no plays, no flicker rates, no brainwash, no haze, no hurt, no slaughter, so no graze, no more time, no fucking how, no way. No hits, no downloads, no
Jacob
plays.
Schiff, agent of the Rothschilds, ostensibly the sole owner, and throughout his career, this blend of Judas and Machiavelli, the first hierarch of the Illuminati, great conspiracy in America, posed as a generous philanthropist and a man of great holiness. Future historians will wonder how the American people posed as so naive and stupid.
Why can't I not be content with what I have today? Why do I say the shit only a broken fucking man would say? Well, I don't know. If the shoe fits, then throw it away. Walk barefoot through the shattered glass in the dumpsters where the rodents play. I'm a truly bona fide, youthfully exuberant, genetically modified student of life in a city full of alcohol and homicide. I'm a dutifully honest guy, been unusually traumatized, but I'm moving beyond the lies that I stupidly colonized. And I'm breaking an egg on my face. No, I'm not in an elegant place, and I seem to have developed a case of how does my eloquence taste? Arrogant motherfucking douchebag with lots of enemies, inflated sense of self-worth when I haven't accomplished anything. And I remind myself of a tireless self in declining health, trying to rhyme in stealth on a tiny shelf. In an abandoned house, hearing the disenchanted shouts and the phantom mouths of the travelers out in the land of doubts. I act for it because I'm fact absorbent, and I lack the ordinary tact, torture pouring oratory tracks and horrid stories lacking any forward forging paths. Your corny fascinations with sports and whores, but more than that, it makes me sick the way you fucking play the victim and you change your mind so quick with such an irritating rhythm. It makes me sick the way you fucking play the victim and you change your mind so quick with such an irritating rhythm. It makes me sick the way you fucking play the victim and you change your mind so quick with such an irritating rhythm. It makes me sick the way you fucking play the victim and you change your mind so quick with such an irritating rhythm. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Well, they were not naive and they were not stupid. The answer is they trusted the men they elected to safeguard our country and our people.
Son of a gun, thought I was pulling a stunt, but now from the back on up to the front. The feeling, the fact that we're under the gun, all in and running at once, humming and buzzing, wishing the world was something it wasn't. You're confused and stupid, your family treated too much coming in cousins. Your DNA's disastrous, plus bisphenol A and plastics. It's a wonder anybody is anything but retarded spastics. And I'm done fucking around, been searching a lot, but what have I found? With all of this running through towns, is one foot then the other touches the ground. Repeat, it's a circle, every day is a rehearsal. Death is the product, life is just a commercial. And I feel like a kid again. Alcohol's my Ritalin, weed's my acetaminophen, making money is my discipline. Sex is my recess, hip-hop is my homework, politics is my little league. Both teams are on their own turf. Cocaine is my ice cream truck, my car is my bike, and at my core I'm so innocent that I'm hard to dislike. Well, I act enraged because I'm a rat in a cage, acting half of my age, passing my days, putting raps on a page, thinking every lesson learned is a lesson saved from obscurity. And I still expect the CIA to come and murder me.
It was the Illuminati-controlled mass communications media that kept and is keeping our people naive and stupid and unaware of the treason being committed.
Complete deceit sucked all the blood out from under my feet. A bleary-eyed world weary guy reflects flex back in the puddle on the street. I face a never-ending arsenal of hearts in all the wrong places. Articles of hierarchical confederation in our faces. Markets so artfully deprived of depth. But there are many youths who stride those steps with their minds. Oh yes, I am a fool on a hill, swimming in a pool full of pills and all the booze that I've spilled. Fair enough?
Cool, can we chill?
No, we can't. We gotta do some shit, cause life is too legit. This world is run by hooligans who always knew their suits would fit. Look around now, who's the bitch? After eons of their tutelage. Cool precision versus passion, I'll show you what feudal is. Mutilated a state of mind in my own business. A public that I've never met was the one and only witness. And I learned at a young age the essential role a sharp tongue played. Gotta pacify the guards before you're uncaged. I am the product of some small town shenanigans. Hit it, boys. There's a lot of towns where you could go where a man could hang his hat.
Well, they got microbrews and mega stores, but we ain't down with that.
Well, there's a place I know right up the road where the beers are always cold.
Where a beat-up truck and a fishing pole are worth their weight in gold.
Going downtown, Radioville, where you can kick back or have you the craziest thrills. You probably won't learn much, but maybe you will. We're going down, Radioville.
Now let's check in on the boys and see what they got themselves into this week. The mics are on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a fucking flawless entry.
Shamalama ding dong, let's do a show.
That's right.
Look, everybody, it's the radio show. Yeah, pretty good, right?
I'm going to sit this tall right now.
Yeah? That's too tall. Because now we're like Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke. He's always changing heights. Did you ever see that?
No, was he?
They had there was something weird about where they tried to make her look taller or him look shorter or something, but you would see
She was the lady. They should have
have
made her look short.
They would have the sets like on weird angles and stuff, and you would
Yeah,
see
they tried
one
a lot
of
of
them would
that.
get like way taller as they went past sometimes, or like it was a
They
bunch of goofy
perfected it
shit.
at the De Niro years by putting fucking platform clogs on all the actors that were tiny.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, they
huh?
were like 6-inch lifts. It's
By the
like-
way, I know it's not exactly the hottest take in the world, but what the fuck was that last movie that they tried to do? Scorsese's.
Irishman?
The Irishman.
When they were all fighting each other.
Dude, didn't anybody when they were like editing that movie?
Yeah, like wow, we gotta get some doubles in here.
The scene where he beats the shit out of the guy at the grocery store, and there's like supposed to be a flashback, and he's younger.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a fucking decrepit old man, and
Yeah.
it's like
It was yeah.
it's like when Steven Seagal did that detective show a few years ago, and all the fight scenes were just really fast, short, like close-up cuts and stuff, and he was just like, and a guy would go
Yeah.
flying, you know.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, anyways,
I loved it.
The Irishman was shit. I don't think
Yeah, fuck that.
Here's the other thing. I don't know if I've told everybody this yet. I watched Casino last year
Okay.
for the first time in years. That movie is a pile of shit. I swear to God. It's the
That sucks
dumbest-
because, dude, you know what I watched the other day?
What?
Was Tropic Thunder, which I was a huge fan of back in the day. You probably didn't like it because you didn't like
because I'm
Jack Black.
sensitive to
and-
blackface. And
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that,
because you
know,
were a
yeah.
little too woke for the time. But
I prefer Pat Paulson's blackface routines. I actually know all the blackface routines.
no,
in history.
I just remember it being like super funny. But it's just there's a thing that happens. I was actually just talking to Luke about this. There's a thing that happens that is like, it was hilarious at the time because everyone was in a certain sort of zeitgeist, you know what I mean? But once a movie comes out and is really funny, then all movies copy that humor, and then eventually 10
just
years
gets
down the line, it's so
stupid.
stale.
Yeah.
That like now you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, this is fucking. It was like. It wasn't like, oh, this is offensive, or, you know. It was just like, oh, none of these jokes hit. They're just,
Dude,
it's
you
like
know
so
what-
obvious.
You know what was like that for me? The biggest one? When I was a kid, everybody's dad would tell you that Blazing Saddles is the funniest movie
Yeah, that's another one.
ever fucking made.
No.
Dude, holy shit,
It's dumb as fuck.
does that movie suck?
Yeah, it's stupid as
It's
fuck.
the dumbest shit of all time. And when we were kids, we were forced to like all of that. Everybody's dad was a Bill Murray fan, so you had
Yes.
to like Bill Murray. You had to like Mel
Brooks.
Mel Brooks,
Yeah.
yeah. And all of that shit. But dude, I also watched The Producers. Is
Okay.
the most irritating fucking
I never
thing.
watched that
No,
because you know
here's
why?
a movie.
I knew.
Here's a movie where but you know, the premise is like they're gonna make, for whatever reason, they want this show to fail.
Yeah.
Right. And so
They're
they're
trying
gonna,
to-
they're
yeah.
made a pro-Nazi thing, and it like takes off in an ironic way.
Yeah.
I'm like, for me to not like that idea, this thing has to be really fucking bad. You know, I mean, like, first of all, in Mel Brooks things, if it's not the cheesy joke one after another, everybody's fucking screaming, and they're all on coke and shit, and they're all just acting like assholes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be fun to
I'm
be
sure
there.
it was a lot more fun to
Yeah.
make the
Yeah.
movie than it is to watch now.
Could you imagine the amount of harassment?
Oh, dude, it was a constant.
It wasn't even harassment. It was
no,
just
full on rape
par for the course.
everywhere. Just yeah.
Guys on guys,
Just-
ladies on ladies.
Yeah.
Everybody on everyone.
Yeah.
Cameras on fucking, carts that are in the catering section.
Oh, sure. I mean, the child labor laws weren't saving anyone. I mean,
no. I
off-
think that was
off the
directed
clock,
by
a
a
lot of stuff-
6-year-old.
yeah, right.
Like, cut!
Right. He
I'm
was,
tired.
but I mean, it was kind of like a. It was all like a carefully crafted kind of illusion. You know what I mean? They would have the
Yeah.
6-year-olds direct the movies for the public. You know, it was
Yeah.
like,
But really, we knew
what was going on.
They're
There was
the
an
network.
old Jewish guy screaming somewhere
Yeah.
and telling everyone what to do.
Yeah.
That's just how the world
Now
works.
listen.
That's it. What's happening? They argue about what's in the middle of the Earth. Like, is it is it
Yeah.
magma, or is there a whatever?
Or is it MAGA?
Nobody's quite sure. What I say in the center of the Earth is like a guy that sounds like Bernie Sanders, just in there fucking waving his fist and screaming, and that's what drives.
Everyone here knows
Yeah, right.
what we're
Yeah.
supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Now let's get it done.
That's what I think. I don't know. I'm a hollow earther, and in the middle is a big Jew yelling. So that's my thing. Okay.
Now you gotta be careful with what you say about the tribe right now.
Why?
Well, just because everyone's up in arms, they've all picked teams. You know,
Yeah, there's a lot of.
the Philistines versus the Israelites. It's back in action. It's like fucking round 40,000.
You know what's funny? I already kind of like forgot
I
about
know.
that and stopped caring.
Isn't
it seemed interesting for a minute, and I'm like, holy war, end of days, yeah, whatever.
Now, one
What
thing
have you
I
done for me
didn't-
lately.
One thing I didn't realize. Okay, wait. Before we get back into that now, when we were coming into this, people were saying, "Hello, gents. Hi, guys. It's time. It's soup time." Blah blah blah. But then Beckler X says, "Did Vinny put out a rap record?"
Yeah.
That's like, when did you put that out?
Oh, shit.
10 years ago?
Nah, not quite that long
No?
ago.
Okay.
But maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah.
something like that.
He's got several.
Yeah, guys, you can look up Robot Hilarious on the net.
Robot
that's what
Hilarious.
That's what you were listening to in the countdown, and that's my my music. So you can go look at that. There's a lot of weird stuff. You know, a little something for everybody.
Is
or
there?
not really, no. But there's a lot of different things for people who are exactly like me and like a bunch of weird shit. So yeah, Robot Hilarious, YouTube, Bandcamp, whatever.
Now, who's ganja smoking fool? He says, "What up from the Ozarks? Watching with my pops. Shout outs when you feel like telling a good back in the day story."
Oh, that's my old pal Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There you go. In the
I'll
Ozarks.
try to think of one that fits the show tonight.
Hello, I am at work. I just wanted. Okay, so yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah, nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you. Now I'm gonna check on Facebook and see. Okay, nobody's commenting there yet because I got ripped on not too long ago on Thanksgiving, and
Why? Because you're ignoring the Facebook crowd? You
Yeah,
can't
I
do
forget.
This,
I
this is
know.
why we always talk about like you watch those like bigger successful shows
sup JT.
and you go like, Jesus Christ, they have fucking 10 employees. What
yeah,
the
you're
fuck
like,
are they all
why?
doing?
What are they doing?
That's what we
they're
used to
doing.
say.
Yeah.
They're doing all of these things that we're not doing that would
Yeah.
be better if we
that we
did.
try to do, but it's like we got to prioritize. You're like, okay, do we produce a show or do we interact?
And by
with
try,
people?
we mean put a note in our
Yeah.
in our like Google, what is that
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, in our drive.
in our fucking a notebook that we keep, and we put a note in there. We talk about it for like 2.5 hours one day, get a bunch of shit
Yeah, we're
going,
like,
a bunch
all
of
right,
ideas.
we got it.
And
This is
then,
what we have to
like
do.
3.5 months later,
We're like, oh shit, we never fucking did anything.
Tom's
about
like
that.
bailing me out, and I'm going to rehab and shit. And then we're like, oh yeah, well, remember Spotify?
Oh yeah, you know what we should have done
We should have
instead of
been-
all of this idiocy that we did.
Instead of just continuously just engaging in debauchery and ruining my life over and over again, I should have just put the show on Spotify, huh? That's what I could have been doing with my time. But you know
Well-
what, guys?
What?
My life is like a pile of fuck right now.
It's a box of
It's just so lately. Oh man,
chocolate covered razor blades.
let's start with this. Ready, guys?
Sure.
This is a big change. I'm actually. This is a weird.
Yeah, this
thing.
is. I just found out about this
Dude,
today.
and this is gonna open up a whole thing. But tomorrow, I am actually going to attend a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. What do we think, huh?
Yeah, let's see it in the bombshell.
So
Bombshell information. You know what? Hold on a second. Yo, Vinny, run that back for me.
tomorrow, I will be attending a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. Now, that's a kind of crazy thing to me because,
You would have
Boy,
never considered that.
yeah, I mean, well, the mind is a complex place, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time kind of wrapping my head around it at this point, but I know that I kind of need
Wait.
to do it. And
Wrapping your head around your mind?
yeah, dude, try that, you know?
It seems to be working right now.
Now, if I remember anything from therapy, first you get your mind all balled up tight.
Yeah,
And,
and
then
then
you take your
wrap your
head,
head around it.
Like,
Like
yeah,
this.
Right. Well, like you're making a fucking,
A pinata.
yeah, or like
That's ready to
like a
ripe
paper
to-
mache guy
Yeah,
to
yeah,
scare
yeah.
kids with, you know,
Oh.
on your porch.
Yes.
On Halloween. It's a thing we did when I was a kid. So
But yeah, so you're literally
Yeah.
going tomorrow.
So gambling since I was 8 years old has always just been a thing I fucking did. And we would have poker games at my friend Max Zurich's house. We would literally be 8 years old. Everybody would bring whatever change and
Yeah.
$5 or whatever the fuck. And, you know, and
Mom, can I have quarters?
from the very beginning, man, it was a thing I would do till all was destroyed. It was, you know what I mean? Even at like 8 years old, I couldn't stop. I would, if I won anything, it was going back in, you know? And it was like, and then I remember for the first time being like 8 or 9 years old, like flipping the fuck out because I lost all my
yeah.
money in a poker game. And that's kind of crazy, right?
It is, but that's funny though because my brothers and I were doing very similar.
Yeah.
We would shoot dice, and we would do it with our lunch dollars, and
you get swept up in it, and all of a sudden
It was, but that was
you're
a
not
little
really
different.
like as much as me, but yeah.
No, I've never been a gambler, but even then, it was different for me because those are my two little brothers. So if I lost my money, I'd be like, "Fuck you, give it back."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they'd just be resentful.
like no,
I didn't lose.
Dude, I did that when we were kids a few times
Yeah.
to like friends of mine. Of like,
You're like,
well,
"Nah,
you know
dude."
what? No,
I did that many times to people that were not friends to
I'm not. I know.
That's
we
why I
go
don't
back,
gamble.
I'm not giving it to you. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I get very violent when I'm
Yeah.
Or I used to at least. I don't.
Yeah, so anyways, it was always just this part of my life, and I looked at myself as a poker player, and I do have a pretty decent skill set as far as playing poker goes. However, when you tend to engage in these activities when you're blackout fucking wasted, you're not really
not on top of
utilizing your
things,
potential,
yeah.
you know? Here's the...
You don't have your head wrapped around your brain tightly.
Well, here, right, exactly, yeah. And here's the ironic thing is that if I were dumb enough to play poker when I was sober,
yeah,
I
you'd
would probably win. But I'm just like, but I understand that there is that chance that I'll get unlucky, somebody else will get lucky,
Sure.
something bad will happen, and
It's
I'll lose.
called
No matter-
gambling.
That's well,
It's
so
a gamble.
And here's one of the biggest lies ever, and is that poker's not gambling. We always used to say that. Poker isn't gambling. It's not blackjack. It's not roulette. It's not against the house. It's a long form strategy based thing that if you make the right decisions enough times,
You still got to get the right cards.
well, no. But so say you're looking at like 10,000 hands, right?
Yeah.
And if you make the right, so
I see what you're saying.
you see what I'm saying? So the
No, I've
poker,
heard
the
this
poker world is
justification,
drilled
too.
down to
Yeah.
like, okay, at every card that goes, you can know generally what is my percentage,
Yeah.
what is his range, what is a percentage of the time I'm going to hit my thing and he's going to hit his thing and blah blah blah, and you learn to just like break it down quick, you know. So But that's a big lie because really here's the reality of it is, especially if you're a degen, you will just like you start winning and I'll go move to higher stakes. It only takes one fucking bad hand of bad luck to take away all of the good decisions you made the entire fucking time, and now you're sitting
And the
there.
other thing is, and this I've seen this over and over, and I've seen it with me too. Like I said, I've never been a gambler. I would never say I've ever had a problem. And anytime I've ever been in a casino and like gambled a little bit, slots and blackjack, I've always come out ahead. But it's because I learned how violent I get, and I just quit. I'm like, oh wait, I start feeling that. I'm like, oh shit, if I lose this, I'm gonna be fucking. So once I'm just.
Well, and here's the other thing, dude. I get in when I lose, like what happened recently.
That's just what I was just gonna say.
I mean,
then you're chasing it. Then
dude,
you're like, well, now I got to make that back.
So yeah, and I'll lose. I don't even really want to go into numbers because to some people it would probably seem like not a big deal, and to others it would seem like an absurd large amount. You know, so take your guesses, whatever.
Yeah.
But like
numbers.
Yeah. So I mean, it is. It's a like so. You'll get up some, and then once that's gone, you're like, well, dude, I need to deposit that much again that I had because that's the high now. I need to be playing fucking, $2, $5 limit Hold'em. I can't go back down to playing 50-cent dollar blinds.
No, because you'll never make it back.
And I also I can't feel it. It's a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like dude, it's a thing that I know other people can relate probably, but I'm addicted to it's just whatever. It's so annoying. Fucking, it's like the worst person is me, basically. I am addicted to fucking everything in the world that you could be addicted to. And gambling is, by the way, the dumbest fucking thing.
Yeah.
So in drugs, okay, I've been addicted to drugs. You take money and you buy the drugs, and then you the drugs.
Ingest
You have
the drugs.
Yeah. In gambling, you just
give the money,
and
that's it.
Then you're like, "Well, hot dog, I want to do that again." And it's,
Yeah.
dude, it's like it's something else takes me over when I'm in those times where it's literally I'll look back on it and it's creepy. It's like I was fucking floating. You know what I mean? Like, I'll recall the decision where it just gives over in your head of like, because I know I shouldn't be doing it. I know I fight it all the time. And then I go, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care, whatever you decide because it doesn't matter or whatever, you know.
Well, that's the alcohol. It just starts taking that edge off until you're like, dude, who cares? I made this. Who cares? I'll make it back. And
it doesn't
you start
matter.
justifying.
Here's the fucked up part too, is when I win online, which does happen, not as much as I've lost, but when I've won, the check comes from like some crazy country somewhere across the world, and it takes like a month to clear. So like even if I were to win, I'm looking at waiting 2 weeks for the check and then another month for it to clear. I'm like, dude, I could just go to fucking work. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck am I doing? It's the stupidest shit, dude. But it's in the moment, I can recall giving over to that decision and being like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And then literally, dude, it was like, it's like you're fucking like floating. It's like not like you have control anymore at all. Well, for me,
Yeah.
And
I get no enjoyment out of it. I can't say that. I'm lying.
Then I float over to my computer, and each time you deposit is like this fucking rush, man. And you're like, okay, I'm back in.
It's back.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
And you'll do. For me, it's the most pathetic, stupidest shit in the fucking world. But I'll just gamble away everything I have, just over and over, but for my entire life.
Yeah.
What is going on? So anyways, so I'm like when you're like a poker player and it's a part of your life and you enjoy, and I'm struggling with that right now of like, will I never be able to play a house game? Will I never be able to jump in a charity tournament, whatever,
Sure.
But I'm like, dude, I have to start since I was fucking 22 years old, I have literally just over and over. It's like get to a point of like stability and success, and then ruin it with drinking and gambling and drugs.
I was
and like just.
Now we've had a discussion about this and many other vices many, many times.
Yeah.
And I always say, look, I always have this caveat, like, I don't mean to bring everything back to me, but it's the only experience I have is my own experience. So, but I always say, and I've said this to people that are dealing with, drinking, and including you or me and whatever, and drugs and gambling as well. And it's a weird thing, man. And I see it in you and I see it in me, and it's a fucking hard. There's something now. The gambling is, yes, it's a problem.
Oh yeah, big
But
problem.
there's something that underlies the drug addiction, the alcohol addiction, the gambling. All of that is not. It's not the there's something else going on beneath all of those that makes you want to sabotage things. It's like you see
some fire you're trying to put out, basically,
or something, or like some sort of. I'll say for me, I've always. There's something about like a fear of success or a fear of getting a certain.
Yeah.
There's like something.
I told you earlier. It's a hard thing to, I don't know, to assess about yourself. But
Yeah, it's
I
uncomfortable.
totally recognize that from an outside perspective, it would 100% look as though I did not want success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like I do, but do I? Am I just? Is it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I deal with it. I still deal with it, and I've said this.
Well, you were saying earlier about how when we grew up, the way that you looked at successful and rich people.
Well, that's one thing. Is like there's been in me, and it took me until my later adult life. And it's funny because you brought something up, which I'll touch on in a second. But yeah, I always had this notion in my head, and it was deep seated, and it was I don't know where it came from. I don't know who instilled it, and these are those things. It's funny because it's not like somebody sat me down at some point and were like, rich people are evil. It's just you absorb it. You know what I mean? It's not what you're told as a kid. It's what you see and what you see play out, and just, conversations that are in the,
We also grew up in like an era where things were just so class-based a lot of times. And I think that doesn't go on as much anymore in a way. But at our time, it really was like, okay, we were the poor kids, then there were the rich kids, and there was the rich side of town, and there was the poor side of town.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like,
and it's become like sort of.
You hated them. It was
Yeah,
just,
but it's sort of become, a faux pas to like openly despair, or you know what I mean? Like, because at that time, I remember parents telling their kids, like, I don't want you hanging out with the poor kid. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was like,
dude, I don't know how many times
they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I was the one that like, our family was a little off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We were,
Yeah.
we had an artsy household. My dad smoked and drank. My mom was a painter. She was a bartender. He
Yeah.
was a musician. They didn't make a lot of money. I set it up that way because I think we had actually like a fairly wholesome household,
Yeah.
but like it was, but from,
from the Leave It to Beaver point of view,
from
like
the stiffs kind of point
Yes.
of view, it was.
But that's
I was
the thing.
oftentimes the one that was. They were like, "All right, that kid's from the wrong side of the
Yes,
tracks."
that was
don't
it was
fucking-
100% me.
Yeah.
I mean, and looking back, I didn't know. I remember actually becoming aware of that. Like, oh shit, I'm fucking poor.
Yeah.
Like it was a
I know.
bad realization.
You find- and you don't-
because when you're little, nothing. That's not a concept in your head. You don't really understand it. But I mean, looking back, it was like we had home haircuts and fucking hand-me-down shoes. It was like so
Yeah.
evident to anyone who looked at me, in conjunction with the people I was hanging out with, that were like fucking, their dad's an engineer and their mother's a teacher, and you know what I mean, and they have a lake house and whatever, and like here I am with like borrowing their skateboard because I don't have one, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm wearing their shoes that they gave me because they didn't like that pair or whatever.
Can I use your Nintendo Power Pad?
You know what
I have this game, but I don't have the.
Yeah, I can't play it.
Yeah, I have the Olympic.
I got the game
fucking
from Jim, but I don't have the
1989
thing.
California Olympics game, but I have none of the equipment.
But so you said something though, like for the stiffs, but that's the thing is like there's been this image and always was in my head that like to be successful you had to somehow sell out or sell your soul, or like there was this idea to get ahead you had to know somebody or be crooked or you know what I mean, be amoral or this was all inside of me and still is to this day. And so I still find myself, I feel like I reach a point of success, and then I'm like, that's enough, and then I backslide way far, and then I'm like, oh shit, and then it kicks in again, like now there's a challenge to get to where I
there is a good thing.
Comfortable or something.
I think we may have had this exact same conversation on the show before, but there is a thing that when I'm doing really well,
that's okay, these drunks don't remember anything.
say I'm sober for a while though, you know.
Well, let's not go nuts.
Yeah, but it happens,
2 days,
you know, a couple weeks here and there, but say I'm sober for a while, it always reaches this point of like, dude, like recently I was fucking sober. I was hanging out at the library.
Yeah.
I was making stuff. I was getting a lot done. And actually it is great. To,
cleaned up your entire house. Like,
and so,
I remember you being like, there was like the point where you're like, what the fuck is going on in my apartment?
Well, dude, here's the point. The problem is it gets to a point where I start to not identify with my fucking self anymore.
Yes.
And I start
and
to
it's
go
uncomfortable as shit.
Yeah. I go, what am I, just the guy that just eats dinner and goes to bed? What? No, you know, like it.
There's
it feels
a
weird.
Discomfort there.
Yeah.
But why is that?
Because
That's what I'm saying.
I know. There is something we need to get to there because it is like I can totally logically identify, well, hey, when I behave in this way, I have much better results. And I get
life goes
even
smoother.
When I get sober for a while, I get less depressed. I get fucking everything works better. Dude, just everything's better. And
hey, cheers.
Yeah. And so but sometimes you have to drink in order to entertain. That's
a good point.
The
you
white
guys,
man's burden.
Yeah.
You know. But no, I'll get to the point with all of that where it's like everything goes so much better, and I know it is, but I still go, yeah, but come on, I'm not like this, really. You know, I'm like.
Well, it's funny because for me at least, I reach a point because you've seen me do like 3 months or 2 months sober, and I'm just only
6
eating.
months even, I think.
Yeah, I think like where I'm eating nothing but meat, nothing but beef and salt, and drinking nothing and no nut, and you know, I'm just like I'm this disciplined machine. But then at one point, I'm like, I did it. You know what I mean? Who am I proving? And then I'm like, I'll just have one drink, and
dude,
then
there's
just
something
immediately
about that,
back into like,
yeah. There's something about that, just like walking around town, being a fucking funky dude who's all fucked up and doesn't care. That is like always feels like a part of me that I need to be. Still, you know what I mean?
But why? That's what I'm saying. Is this is where the identity, the sense of like what makes you comes in, because that is a choice. It isn't. I mean, most people don't think of it as a choice because it's just sort of, you know, foisted upon you by, you know, circumstances and just life in general and years of just experiences and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem like we're choosing things like this. But at the end of the day, we are. And I've told you a million times with the NLP shit, I think
that's an exaggeration, but.
What's that?
A million.
At least 1 million times, not more. And I'll bet you that it was probably more.
I want to
$5.
I want to engage in responsible broadcasting. Or did you forget our original goal? All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, like that whole idea, like the identity, the idea of who am I? Who do I see myself as? What character am I playing in this world? And then when you depart from that, even a little, it's uncomfortable. But the farther you get away from that idea that you've always identified with, the more uncomfortable it becomes. And then it seems like it almost seems like a rubber band. Like the more you get, the harder you go the other way. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like once you let it go,
that's what happened.
Like, and then you're just like, fuck, month of just ridiculous bullshit.
Dude, that's what happened to me recently. It was like, hey, 2 solid weeks of optimism and getting a bunch of shit done and
productivity,
all this stuff. And then it's like 3 days of drinking and I'm back to completely ruining my life. And it's just like, dude, it is. It really is. Like you tend to... You do tend to slingshot way further back.
And then you got to, again, even it out. It's like, but that initial thing, it seems like however far you've deviated from what you already think you're supposed to be doing in your like sense of self, the farther you get away from that, once you let it go, then you go like that far to the other side of like what you, like the further, the further reaches of what you could be as a fucking piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
As that slingshot happens, the emotional toll is devastating also.
But also, at the beginning, there's a release. There's like
Kinda.
That's right.
Oh well, in the
Like
process.
at the beginning, yeah, like right when you're like,
I'm talking about
this
when
is
you
what I'm
wake up the next
No,
day.
no, that's fucking
and
awful.
you go, oh my god, everything was going fine.
Yeah.
I did it again.
Yeah.
What? Like,
and then the tendency is to be like, well, whatever. Now I fucked it up. I'll just have a couple more drinks tonight.
well,
and then blah,
that's
blah,
the
blah,
only
and
way
then
you
it's
can
like a week. And
fucking
then
deal with yourself sometimes. Yeah. I know.
yeah. It becomes, yeah. But again,
Guys, we're talking growing up as a loser and fucking up your life continually through your 30s.
but honestly, like, I mean, think of everything I will say this. So I was, I never took, I always acted like I didn't take anything seriously. Like everyone, guitar, for instance, came very easily to me. Drums came easily. Singing, all of music as a whole came easily to me. Art came easily. I just was very, I've said this before, like I always got annoyed at people who were like, oh, you're so talented. And in my mind, I'm like, no, this is fucking countless hours of practice.
Yeah.
I didn't just wake up and like, hey, let's go fucking, you know what I mean?
There's plenty of people out there that could do that
And never learn.
not-
Exactly. So
there's people.
there is a component
Dude,
there.
It blows my mind when people have not a musical bone in their body.
It's insane.
And then they say it and they're like, well, I just have zero musical ability, no rhythm, no anything. I'm like,
What?
What are you,
Yeah.
fucking retarded?
Yeah, what
What do you
happened?
do? Like, what is
What
that?
did you eat?
I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
A, B, C,
It's
D.
this.
What are you doing?
Ta-
You know?
ta-
Yeah,
ta-
like
ta- That's
and-
it.
Yeah.
Try that one.
There's 12 notes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's like,
Ah.
I saw that meme earlier today, actually, that I see once in a while. That's like every song is in 4/4 if you don't count it like a fucking nerd.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? It's like,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not that hard, guys.
Yeah.
Like you can,
But then where's the turnaround?
But what is it with sometimes when you meet like that dorky guy and he's got like fucking sandals on? Because we don't wear sandals, right? Do you?
No.
No. And so
no.
like,
Flip flops? Yeah.
khaki shorts, sandals
Dude.
guy that has no rhythm or whatever,
Yeah.
and you just go, "What is this? What are
Yeah.
you?" How do
and
you?
that's the thing is, but here's the question: is why do we innately feel that it is repulsive
so
to
mad at
be
that guy.
person?
Yeah, it pisses
because
me
that
off.
guy has a fucking vacation home.
I know.
And that guy's got a healthy fucking relationship with his parents.
Yeah, why
and
are we
kids.
picturing the same
And we're
guy?
like, fucking what the fuck?
Yeah.
This guy can't even get down. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, man.
Like that's what I'm saying is those priorities.
This guy wouldn't know what end of a crack pipe to put in his mouth if it bit him in the tooth.
Yeah, yeah. This guy's never moved weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This guy's never fucking run from the cops.
You ever brought 20 pounds through Nebraska? That'll
yeah,
put some
you
hair on
fucking
your chest.
idiot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like that. So that's my question. Is like, why is the character? I understand why I became that. We've talked ad nauseum about our childhood on this show. You know what I mean? And mine specifically that, like the boys' home and the fucking fucked up schools and just constantly getting in trouble and just being in the back. I remember how that sort of happened. You know what I mean? But my question is as a logical adult, why can't I then walk that back and be like, okay, that was fun, but now I'm this. You know what I'm saying? Why is it so? That's what I was just going to get to, though. I think a lot of it, and that's that sort of self-sabotage, which I've experienced and gone through my whole life, is, for me at least, and I think a lot of people suffer from this too, but they just haven't like gotten to the point where they can sort of look at it because it's super uncomfortable to like admit to yourself or whatever. But there's this desperate fear of being unable to do something. And like I said this earlier, you've seen me, just like lose at anything, meaningless shit, video games. I mean,
one time-
pickup basketball game back in the day, I would be fucking irate,
Actually, one time,
screaming at fucking strangers and shit.
me and our pal Max beat you and one of your friends at darts, and you didn't talk to me for like an hour. Fucking storming around.
Yeah, darts, dude, was a bad one. Because I'm always drinking if I play darts, and I'm hyper competitive to begin with. But that's what I'm saying is like, where does that hyper competitiveness come from? It's just there's something in me that will not allow myself to feel like a fucking loser. And I think that comes from feeling like a fucking loser my whole childhood in comparison to like everyone around me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so in order to, so like I was saying, this is where I was going with that.
It
is
really
like,
does just come down to that, like, growing up poor is really great and really terrible. It's like it's a weird thing where like you never want to grow up rich. That's bad to everyone.
For sure.
They don't like that. No one likes that. You
No,
know?
no.
So it's like,
But again, no. I know people that grew up rich and are very well adjusted.
yeah, no, I know. But
You
like
know what
in
I mean?
general, we in society,
Like, oh,
you
rich
look
kid,
at like,
silver
fucking,
spoon.
that guy
Yeah.
doesn't know shit. But yeah, growing up poor will make you resourceful. It'll make you crafty. It'll probably make you funny. It'll probably make you, adept at whatever, adaptable.
Yeah,
say,
no, you
know?
become a chameleon. You have to.
Yeah,
Or you
and-
become an introvert and never talk
But-
to anyone and just read and shit.
It depends where you're at, because if you're in like these fucked up Midwest towns like we grew up, it was like I was starting to say earlier, there was such a distinct class,
Oh, yeah.
class structure.
You're here.
You're
we're
here. There,
and that's it. Yeah.
and people would say
it was
it.
ju- yeah.
People. One time I got everybody. It was in the Dago, the Great Dago explosion of '98. And everybody was starting to fucking dress Italian and wanting to be Italian.
Hey.
And so a bunch of people I knew had like nice gold chains now, and God, did I want a fucking gold chain so bad, dude. And my parents finally, after a couple of years of this nonsense,
I know where this is going.
you know what I mean? But-
Gotcha, the lame one.
yeah, it wasn't good enough, and everybody just made fun of it.
That's
And
when
I
you
was
have to
like,
start stealing as a poor kid.
Dude,
because I
it-
can't accept that. I'm not going to be the fucking idiot.
Oh, I was so mad all the
Because-
time, and I had no good comeback because now my parents did their best, and
Yeah.
it's gold. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
but like it was just way thinner.
It wasn't the
was like-
fucking, it was like a filigree instead of a herringbone.
It was
or
like
whatever
the
the fuck
thinnest
was-
one you could get.
Yeah.
And they got me a cool one that had. See, I liked it, and it was a nice gift from a
Didn't
mom
matter
and
if
dad.
you liked it.
I
It
know.
mattered if they liked it.
But it was a treble clef on there and
Okay,
everything, and it was
nice.
cool. Yeah. And again, one of those weird things that you just think about. You're like, that thing just fell off my neck sometime.
And it
like
is gone.
15, 20 years ago, and I just didn't notice, and I never thought about it till like
Yeah.
3 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but yeah. But anyways, that was like they would openly comment like, look, your fucking chain sucks. You're poor. Like, oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are poor, huh?
yeah.
And then so you grow up resourceful and all that good stuff, but you end up with these weird complexes that even though, so like we were talking, maybe we are getting somewhere here because
Yeah.
we were talking before about fear of success and
Yes.
how we grew up like hating the rich because it was this rivalry and whatever. And we were
Yeah.
like, you don't know what the fuck it is. It's like to
I mean, there's great literature based on this.
yeah. So then we make that connection and that's pretty much, I think we're at the core of it really. Maybe.
Yeah, kind of. But I think that is where what I was going to say is like the reason I acted like I didn't care if I was, you know what I mean? Like when I was in bands or something or doing martial art, I was like, I'm going to be the best at this. You know what I mean? Because I want everyone to know how good I am at shit. But outwardly, I was like, oh yeah, who cared? No, I don't care. I just fuck around. You know what I mean? It was always that attitude. And I always think, years later, I started to realize, like, well, that is only because if I outwardly made it known that I'm trying to be the best at this, and then nobody thought I was that good, it would fucking crush me. You know what I mean? Which is why I never pursued a lot of shit that I probably should have pursued. Is
Yeah.
because, like, if I do this, if I put my fucking heart into this, and I can't make it happen, I am going to explode and either kill everyone
That's part
whatever
of,
it is.
That's
but-
part of why I'm crazy is because I did put my entire fucking ass into my music career at one point and just couldn't get anywhere, and like, well, you would get, and this is the confusing part. I would go around the country. I would do tours. I would play shows. Every fucking where I went, everybody would be like, "We all love you. This
Yeah.
is the best. This is
I've
great.
never heard anything."
I want to buy your CD
Yeah.
and this and that." But the whole industry at the time was so confusing and shit. And some people did a hell of a lot better than me with internet marketing and stuff
Sure.
like that. I didn't know.
That's what I was gonna
I
say.
knew
That-
nothing about that. I was like, I just am going to do the old fashioned thing. I'm
That-
going to go
okay.
fucking beat
Now
the
we're getting
pavement.
something, though.
You know what I mean? And I'm
So
going to
is that the self-sabotage kicking in under the guise, because self-sabotage is never evident. It's always disguised as some justification. That I always thought that about you, because I thought if you would have just spent more time on like but at the time, it's like, oh, that's for fucking. I'm just gonna be good at the art, and that will happen.
I was more concerned with that,
But in
yeah.
fact, do you inside of you know it's not gonna happen?
You know who the guys?
This is how I make it not fucking happen.
the guys who at one time were my contemporaries that got way further and that I see doing big shows and over in Europe and all kinds of shit. They were not by a fucking long shot even near some of the more talented creative people in that scene
Yeah.
or whatever. But you know what they were? They were the people that were like this all fucking day.
Yeah.
Just fucking just
Networking.
spamming everything.
Yeah.
Networking,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
But also, most of the people that I knew that made it in the music business were easy to work with. That's really seemed to be the common denominator that I always saw. I used to comment on it. I'd be like, why is this one fucking band? But there was a bunch of bands. But I'm like, how the fuck are they getting signed? You know what I mean? How are these guys getting signed? And everyone was like, because they're fucking, everyone wants to work with them. They're not that great, but they're also not that bad. So they're like, yeah, we need somebody on this bill. Oh, what about these guys? They're fucking chill.
they're nice.
Yeah.
They don't
And
cause
that was
trouble.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
pissing in the fucking back hallway like
Yeah.
me and my guitarist are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not busting shit in the bathroom, shattering toilets, and fucking running out of the venue like assholes. Of course.
I went on a fucking
But
streak.
again, is that self-sabotage? And you're like, oh, I'm just crazy. I just like to do wild shit.
I don't know.
Or is it that I fucking don't want to actually find out if I can make it or not? So I'm gonna fucking sabotage the whole thing by just acting like a fucking asshole all the time. I don't know.
I don't think that's what I was doing, but I will tell you this. I
fucking do.
I did go on a streak. No, I was very into it and I was very positive for a long time. And then eventually was just kind of like, well, fuck. And I lost some steam. But, so, I did go on a streak when I started to get angry and I started to realize that promoters are fucking scam artist, fucking pieces
Totally.
of shit. And most venues are poorly run and all this stuff started to come together in my mind and I'm just like, why am I doing this in this fucking place? Nobody can do anything for me. So I did go on a streak of burning bridges. That was pretty fun. Like I would play if we were at a venue that I knew that I didn't want to come back to, I would just talk shit about the venue on stage until they would literally cut our sound and tell us to leave and shit. And just like, and to promoters, dude, if I
They're
could,
never gonna book you.
well, no, but here's the thing. I would burn a bridge with a promoter like that. I don't give a fuck because I'll go to the venue owner. I know how to do that. I can figure that out for myself.
Sure.
I don't fucking need these scam artists or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I mean, that's a very specific.
I went
thing,
on a
though.
string though of just like psychotically threatening these guys and shit. You know how I do.
Yeah.
Like remember my job interview last year? Oh my god. Fucking guy tried to give me a job. I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
But yeah, once in a while. Should I even tell? Nah. But
It's
yeah,
funny, but
But I went on a string of these like of just emailing promoters like you're a fucking piece of shit, pathetic fucking faggot, and I'll
Don't look
fucking
in my
beat your
fucking
fucking ass if I see you
direction,
and stuff, dude.
motherfucker.
And then they would email me back like, you realize that this means I will not be booking
using
you
you.
for any. I'm like, yeah, book me for what? Some shit where 15 people fucking show
Yeah.
up and you come and collect your beer money for the night? Fuck you.
that is exactly what they do too.
Anyways, we got off track.
But anyways, yeah. But now let me see here. Some people overanalytical self-analysis is what happens when you're addicted to sobriety.
We're going to comments, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna go to comments. Sometimes you have to drink. Self-sabotage is a thing, and it sucks.
Yeah, we got guys. Let us know in the chat if you're sabotagers.
Give us some.
It's a great thing. It's fun.
Yeah, give us some feedback on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a couple people. Jody over in Facebook says, in my opinion, people that struggle with addiction need to find a healthy addiction because it seems that they have addictive personalities. Just my thought. Now, I don't.
I like that.
See, I don't. I don't think it's true.
Here's why I think it's true. Well,
All
do you
right,
want to
here
say
we go.
yours first, or do you want me to say
No,
mine?
because I want to hear yours and then
Okay.
piece it apart.
You were actually, I mean, I think this is in line with what you were saying earlier about how, look, yeah, alcohol can be a problem, gambling can be a problem, all these things can be problems, but there's an underlying issue driving
Yes.
it all. And I think this may be true of me because I've said this before. I am obsessive with substances. I'm obsessive with activities, with hobbies,
That's
with,
true.
with people, with places, with food, with everything. And I think that might be true for somebody like me, where if I were to truly beat like these vices that tend to bring me down, it would have to involve getting obsessed with something else that was healthier. That doesn't make sense?
No, it does make sense. I just don't know if when you say it's like when you say I have an addictive personality, to me that's a really glossy way of saying I have issues that I haven't dealt with yet. You know what I mean? An addictive personality just means
Like
you
you
have
think-
something that you need to obsess over because you don't want to think of. You know what I mean?
You don't think that's like a legitimate
I don't think it's
diagnosis?
self.
Like,
Yeah, I think there's again. I think addictive personality is basically what we're just saying, like drinking, drugs, gambling. You know, that is the addictive personality. It could be you could be obsessed with stock trading, and yes, that's going to get you money, but it also ruin your fucking family, and you're rich and alone. Like it doesn't really matter. That's still something. You're still trying to fill some void, or you know what I mean, compensate for something or whatever it is. So that's why I don't really. I mean, I do believe it, but I don't think it's. I think it's. There's levels deeper than that. I think you have to sort of parse out why do you have an addictive personality. You know what I mean? There's a reason.
Did we almost just have a vague, mediocre disagreement here?
We did. Yeah.
I don't think that was an actual disagreement. I don't think that counted. We're always trying to find something to disagree about.
I know, but we just
we're
we're like, yeah, you're right.
We spend too much time talking as like a unit, and then you just start processing stuff the same way.
It's
You're
like yes
"Fuck,
ending
dude."
actual life.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
We're doing improv with real discussions.
Right, improv with our just weekly, lives and comings and goings and all
Yeah.
of this is
It's idiotic.
Here's how about this?
What?
I think
Yes.
black people should be allowed to vote.
So do I.
Damn it! I thought I had you on that one.
That one hurt.
Hey, you got a company to run. Let's not.
Of course, everyone should be able to vote, you idiot.
Yeah. Now, where were we? I'm going to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's basically what
that
it
was where
is.
this all started.
And I keep. This is another thing.
what do you
that
think it's going to
actually,
be like there? I
hilarious.
Yeah, well,
I
that's the
guess.
thing.
But it's like, do you want to think of it that way? I don't know.
Here's what I want. I want, because I don't know anyone in my life that's had gambling problems like me, really, that I want to talk to. I know some people, but I don't want to talk to them. But yeah, like
Just say it. It's Luke.
I want to go. I want to go somewhere where there's people that like understand this, and they go like, okay, look. Here's
Yeah.
chill out, fucking sit down. You can you know what I mean.
I mean,
Like,
it's a 12-step though, right? It's basically the same
I don't know.
structure as AA.
is it gonna suck? Am I gonna?
I'm pretty
hate
sure
it?
it's like you got to find God, and this is like the. That's
No,
no, it
really?
is though. Yeah. I
Gamblers
believe it
Anonymous
is.
is that?
I believe so. Yeah,
Got to do God for that.
I believe, or a higher power.
Oh,
A higher power.
What if I just lie?
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll just lie to him.
Yeah.
I'll just tell him I
Then
believe
you're
in
gonna have to
God.
go to fucking bullshitting anonymous.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a thing. That's where I should have been the whole fucking time. Yeah,
Yeah. Fucking sarcastic anonymous.
sarcastic
can't.
nihilist
Yeah.
liars anonymous. Yeah, dude. I just worry that I don't know. It's weird for also that anytime I ever wanted to get like, and I never really did that many times, but anytime I would kind of look into getting some kind of conventional counseling or help for this stuff or whatever. Why is
You're
that
a normie.
dude? That world sucks so bad, and like it's you. Feel
I
like,
still, yeah.
you
I mean,
feel like
I
you can
agree
just,
with that.
even though you're the one with the problem, you feel like you can just see through it instantly.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just like, oh, okay.
Like, yeah, dude, I know what you're doing. Fucking
Yeah,
whatever. I could do
it's
this.
not gonna
That's the
work.
thought always. It's like, I could do this.
You go to them for help. That's the fucked up thing is I'll go to someone for help and
And then be like,
you know
you're-
what?
you're
Your
so bad at this.
Your routine is not going to work on me, dude.
Yeah. I know.
I'm not
It's
sure
like,
what.
What are
yeah.
you trying to trick me? Knock it off.
Yeah, man.
All right, buddy. I see
little-
what you're doing.
Your little
Like,
Svengali
what?
fucking bullshit.
No, I'm just trying to. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, sit down, Derek.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
I'm running the class.
Yeah. Everyone pull out a couple quarters. We're fucking throwing down a couple hands of blackjack.
In fact, yeah. You know what? Let's all stop being such prudes.
Yeah. I'm here to liberate you. And everyone there is like, yeah. And it just fucking ruins their lives.
One guy just wins everybody's money
Yeah, and everyone attacks him.
and is convinced that like, oh shit, I should have been gambling the whole time. But yeah. So, anyways, the meeting thing's probably, I don't know. It's probably gonna be dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be dumb. I don't know. That's the thing is it just depends on, what you think dumb is. And that's obviously now we're getting into Bill Clinton territory. Like, oh, it
Yeah.
depends on what the word is. Okay. We get it, Billy. But
Yeah. Why has society made no sense for so long? Well, like a lot of us. Anyways, well, yeah, well, we're done with therapy. I
no,
think.
but
right?
here's the
But-
thing: is the one thing is I do still see it happening in my actual work. Like I've built a business. You know what I mean? I have
your
good clientele.
fear of success.
Yeah, it's like
What a
or
fucked
just
up
fear of.
Why are so many people have this?
I don't know.
It's such a common thing, and obviously there's been so much literature on it and all this.
But it's like just even in a job, like each job, it's almost like it's like there's a anxiousness about finishing it. I don't know if it's because like maybe
then
what's
it's
next?
time to be judged.
Or is there or that's the thing is like is it going to be good enough? And my poor fucking brother Luke, who's my business partner, has to deal with this. I'm like, no, dude, everything like I am so fucking meticulous, like irrationally, and I know this. But in my head at the time, I'm like, no. There can be no question that this is the best.
Hey,
you
man,
know what I mean?
I know people.
None.
I know people right now, with albums they've been working on for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
they're not Tool.
And right, and there's no reason for it. You know, it's like
It was done a year in.
yeah. That is one thing I did conquer.
I am that way too, though.
See,
I've
I-
never put out an album because it's never done to me. So I'm like, that's not for me.
I got to where I realized when I was pretty young, because when I was pretty young, I would work on stuff for like a fucking year and a half, and try to be creating this fucking masterpiece that was going to live forever and all of this stuff. And then I would realize, like, hold on, this is just one step on my fucking road here.
Yeah, this
And
one doesn't have to be that.
Then I did get.
I'll get
for
there.
years. You remember I released a lot of shit, and
Yeah.
I was like, I did kind of break that at
a lot
some
of
point.
gas.
Yeah. I was I did get to the point of just like, okay, sounds good, put it out. Done.
Yeah.
You know, don't keep tweaking for fucking
I've always
ever,
heard
you
that
know?
actually.
Yeah. You have to.
Unfortunately,
You have to stop.
You do have to.
You do have to stop trying to make a masterpiece if you ever want to fucking get anywhere.
Yeah.
That's a weird paradox about art. And,
I do
and-
know that, like from painting,
craftsmanship,
not
you
like
know?
painting homes. I'm saying painting paintings. I can spend 1,000 years on a painting, or I can just be like, no, I'll just get it down and be like, even if it doesn't look finished at all to me, I'm like, yeah, it's done. You know what I mean? I have to do that.
Yeah.
And then I won't paint anything else for another year. But either way, now there are other times on jobs, lots of times when on my personal jobs in the remodeling business, dude, you run into the dumbest shit.
Things don't go exactly how
They
you
never
planned.
ever go the way you're thinking they're gonna go, right? Because you just can't know. You have to bid the job.
That was an accident.
Based
It made no sense. Yeah, dude. So can I tell people?
Moon2 says Tom's Bill Clinton is top notch, and that's not a euphemism.
No, it's really not bad. It's pretty funny. You could expand that into like a syndicated series of its own. 3-hour episodes, 5 nights a week.
Tour,
of you doing
a
that.
3-hour tour.
Yeah, see? Hey, look, it's just spilling out of you.
Hey,
Yeah.
come on out, Bill.
Right.
But no, so
I never had a good bill.
I showed you earlier something that we had to do on this job that we're doing right now. So we're doing some commercial jobs,
Guys,
right?
I was blown away by
And
this.
this is just an example of some shit. Now, this is not perfectly ordinary, but it's not out of the ordinary that Luke and I have to figure out some fucking way to get the job done that doesn't exist yet. You know what I mean? We have to plan our way out of shit or whatever. There's so many. I won't even go into. But this particular job.
Did you explain you're doing remodeling of homes?
Yeah, so this is 2 commercial units, right? And what we're doing is ripping out all of this commercial grade carpet out of both of them. One's a basement unit, one's like a second floor unit. So a big part of the job is ripping out the carpet and putting down laminate flooring. The basement goes fine. It's a concrete floor, whatever. The upstairs, we get up there and, before we're bidding it, we pull up a corner and we're like, okay, it's a glue down. That's fine. We know what that is. Fine, we go in there. This fucking I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it. They used some sort of thermonuclear process to fucking sear this shit onto the previous flooring. I don't know, but
There was definitely like some kind of particle accelerator.
Yeah, it's
involved in
something.
that.
I had a guy. Remember the Geiger counter
Dude,
that I had on the show?
This is probably
brought
from,
it in.
This is probably from when CERN was doing carpets.
Yeah,
That's how they
Yeah.
started before they were changing.
That's how they made their initial investment.
Before they were like slipping dimensions and causing Mandela effects and stuff.
It's CERN carpets.
They started as a carpet company, and it was the strongest fucking carpet
Dude,
glue
you can't get it out.
known to man.
So here's the thing. So this shit, we're cutting it into strips. How you would do a glue down for people that don't know, you idiots. You cut it into small strips and you fucking pull it up, right? So we cut this into like a 3-foot strip. Dude, Luke and I, which are both, I'm getting up there around 170, 175 now,
Oh, you're not that old. Hey.
Oh. But anyway, and then Luke's probably like 190, you know what I mean? 180, whatever.
Yeah.
Both of us holding this shit, fucking pulling with all of our mights. And we both like have been doing this for 30 fucking years. So we have like that, anyways, you could pull it an inch.
Old man strength.
Yeah.
Somebody went, dude.
I was gonna say.
I was talking to, sorry, just a brief side note.
Yeah.
Guy like 10 years younger than me a couple years ago that I was with referenced
Told
me
you.
having old man strength. I wanted to fucking shoot this guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Isn't that the worst thing you've ever heard in your life?
I'll kill him.
Old
I'll
man
use
strength?
my old man strength to break your neck.
I will strangle.
Yeah. Your young man life out of you.
Yeah, exactly. I will fucking rip out your lymph nodes. How about that? I will.
But anyway,
Anyways,
so,
go ahead. Sorry.
So we get into this job. So we bid it for a price. This always happens. Now you base it on like how much time do you think it's going to be? How with the materials, all this shit. Now we're fucking pulling on this. We can't budge this shit 6 inches with it. You know what I mean? It's insane. So now we're in the
big glue down,
and
going
it
on.
is a fucking big unit. You know what I mean? And we're like, dude, what the fuck? This is gonna. I don't even know how to get this out. We actually broke a fucking steel like floor scraper trying to. I'm like, bam! I break the fucking metal pole.
But a couple of guys like you probably could come up with a solution.
Now, here's
right?
the thing. I'm defeated. I'm gonna go lay down.
Yeah?
I laid on the carpet.
And start thinking.
I did start thinking. That is what I was also very tired. But
Come on,
Luke
I'm excited.
starts
We gotta
fucking
get to
popping
the thing.
around, and he sees a machine. He's like, now his brain. Luke's got a real mechanical brain. And he goes, and so his wheels start turning. He goes, oh, you know what I could do? The way they did that, I could do this and da da da. And he comes up and I just hear him. Like I say, I'm laying down like with my hands behind, my knees up and shit. And I just hear, T-Bone, I got it. And I'm like, what? So I stand up and he's like, I think I got it. Hold on. So he starts telling me about this winch idea that he's got. We'll get a winch. We'll fucking mount it this way and blah, blah, blah. I start seeing what he's saying, but some of the details were off. And I'm like, okay, but what if we have to do this? We got to make sure it doesn't go,
Come on, show us the
skidding on the
machine.
floor and shit. We fucking designed this thing on the floor,
Dude, all right.
on the fly.
Tom showed me this earlier. They invented a machine.
We did.
And built it. And
Within an hour.
And used it. This
Yeah.
is fucking awesome, actually.
So here, check this out. Now, this is a video of my brother Luke standing on said machine, and I'll explain it as it goes, but he's now, here, I'm going to take us down. He's pulling this shit with our invention that we did yesterday. Now, you see this. You see the car. You see how fucking slow. Now, I'm going to stop this real
Okay.
quick. This is
I didn't
a
understand
1,500-pound winch, right? It's you hear it struggling to pull this fucking carpet off of this floor.
So
That thing can pull a goddamn boat. You
I
know
didn't
what I mean?
understand this at all at first. At first, it
Yeah.
looked like complete witchcraft, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I almost gave him the old test, you know,
Yeah. No.
where you drive a stake into his heart, and
Yeah,
if he dies,
see if
he's
I
not a witch.
float.
But
You drive a stake in my heart and see if I float.
exactly, yeah, it's something like that. It's an old Dutch recipe that I might have gotten a few things mixed up, but
Yeah.
but
But
so,
okay, so
This this was confusing to me. Just let them see how it works.
yeah, so what it is? Okay, so but that's what I was gonna say is you see how fucking slow this thing and it's like laboring, but it is pulling it off of the. Now watch, I'm gonna go see we have it cut in strips, and then we have. I'll show you from over here. So now Luke's standing on. We got a piece of plywood. We put a couple 2x4s on there. We bought a 1,500-pound winch. We bolted that on there. Then we led this thing off, and then we got a section of braided cable with loops at the end. Then we got, so now we have 2 pieces of 2x4, right?
Yeah. That's gripping the carpet.
Yes. So now the way we did that, we took 2 pieces of 2x4. We took the actual carpet tackless, the tack strip that holds carpet down at the edges, off the bottom floor, because that wasn't a glue down. So they used tackless. That has like these little tiny, really sharp angled nails all along it. And I was like, oh, we'll put tackless on the inside. That'll fucking hold the carpet, under this amount of pressure. So we do that. We got some bolts with these hooks on it and fucking crank those down to sandwich. So you'd have to get it started, but then you sandwich this between this tackless. Dude, you see these bolts right here? Those are fucking steel bolts. These things were bent out of shape beyond belief once we're all the way done with this.
Yeah,
that's how much pressure this fucking carpet was exerting. It's insane. But yeah,
dude, carpet is fucking strong.
It's ridiculous. No, the thing is it was the adhesive.
Why don't they?
We would rip the carpet with our hand. Like,
oh, well,
but
how
yeah.
is the carpet withstanding this amount of?
I mean, you have to. It's because you're on a lot of it. If you just did it, you know what I mean.
Distributing the
exactly. It's just distribution of force or whatever. But
right.
Yeah. So that's what we did.
But still, very amazing.
That's what we did, and so we made this fucking thing. So Luke has the idea. We both kind of flesh it out in about 10 minutes, and then we're like, all right, we're off. We're just going to stores, putting together the materials.
Yeah.
Get back there, build it, start it, and we're like, oh my God. The one thing though, I wasn't sure that if something happened, like one of those hooks bust, it fucking doesn't fly back and like kill me because it's under a lot of pressure.
This is a way that is like, that's the 1,000 ways to die or whatever.
Yes. Or like just dent in the head and just like there's the foot there for the rest of my life.
Thought they'd come up with a genius solution.
Yeah, the Winch brothers both died yesterday in a fucking idiot accident.
Yeah, in a fucking idiotic catastrophe that could have been easily avoided by not making their own dangerous invention and standing in front of it.
Yeah, I know, because you had to stand right on that fucking sled so it didn't move to. Yeah, dude, this carpet was so fucking stuck down that there were certain times when Luke would also have to come stand on this. We'd have to have like almost 380 pounds on this thing. Otherwise, it would start sliding me along the carpet, even with the screws down into the. It's fucking insane, dude. I could not believe how much of a pain in the ass that shit was.
It's hard to believe that somebody went to that much trouble to glue this carpet down, and they're not even covering up like a pentagram or anything.
Yes.
There was like nothing under there. There should have been. There should have been like a fucking. Like a Nazi, like a concentration camp.
Yeah, a fucking trap door or something into something.
A concentration camp guard's tally of
Jewish
lives.
Maybe there was. I didn't look.
And for some reason, he came home. Well, no, he came to
the
America
worst.
after the war and tallied up all the Jews that he killed. And that's why they had to, they're like,
No,
we can
you know what
never
this
have
is?
this carpet come up.
What this is an example of somebody doing this job that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and then ruining someone else's future job. That's always what you run into.
Yeah,
just
tell
a
me
bunch
about
of
it.
fucking hacks.
Yeah.
That'll do a job with no concern with the next guy that has to come along and fucking do something with it.
Hey,
all the time.
Not too long ago, I'm at a banquet hall, and I go to get set up the PA for this band, and because I am in the trades as well as a sound guy sometimes, although I kind of just ruined that entire career a few months back. But
that happens.
whatever, we talked about it. But
Man, is anything ever ruined?
I go to this banquet room, and the first thing you always want to know is where's the power? Where are we going to get
Sure.
power? Because that's something
Of
that's
course.
hilariously never thought of. Like we were talking about.
Oh, wait.
Dude, everything,
on.
you wouldn't believe how poorly, like, places that are set up for entertainment are not set up for entertainment. Like, it's just, anyways, whatever.
makes no sense.
So some, like, old Mexican lady is like, oh, are you plugging in right there? And I was like, where? On that fucking heater? Because one of those floor heaters
Yeah.
with the outlet
in.
on the thing. I'm like, that's all you
You
guys have?
sure?
And she's like, oh yes, we use it all the time. I'm like, okay. Dude, sure enough,
Yeah,
this thing
of
caught
course.
on fucking fire, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And we plugged it in, and
why wouldn't
it was me and Thest, one of our gaming partners, and he was like, It first started like, dude, it was like fireworks, like sparking, and then like flames and smoke and
Really?
stuff. And he'd kind of like somehow snagged it with his foot and yanked it out or whatever, you know. But dude, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In the trades, you never know what you're walking into.
Yeah, but honestly, in any career path, like I get it. You probably have that in accounting. You probably have that but in accounting, you don't have to fucking, bolt a winch down to anything. That's my only point.
Yeah. In accounting, you very rarely get dragged into like, cartel and mafia
Yeah.
situations, though. That's the risk with accounting.
It is.
It's like you could get sucked into some kind of underworld of crime because you took the wrong client. And all of a sudden, things, you're compromised.
That's
now
true.
You're
now you're in the world.
Now you
have to be. You
you're
can't
part
get
of
out.
it. You can't leave. It's an Ozark.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Ozark.
And now you're
Shout
done.
out Jimmy.
Yeah. So that's the risk with accounting. Anyways, guys.
Anyways, we
Yeah.
went a little long on the first hour. We got a bunch
you.
of shit.
Thank you.
for the
That's
second
accounting,
hour.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Accounting. And you know what? Going back to the first thing, we're holding ourselves to account for our debauched and self-sabotaging behavior from now on, after tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told Tom earlier, I was like, I think I am going to have a couple of drinks to even try to be funny
Yeah.
because I'm so sick of myself, guys. I really am so fucking.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's, becomes
whatever.
becomes,
Everything's funny, but like, it's just, dude. Could you go back to the original conversation right before break here?
Yeah.
The fucked up thing is when I think about the amount of like money I've lost and shit I've fucked up because of all this bullshit.
Yeah.
I literally would be fine. Like I could be. If
Yeah.
I could ever stop fucking it up, I could be totally fine. Like I could have a nice car, a fucking down payment on a house, dude, with the fucking amount of money
just
I've lost
waiting
in the
for that.
past like 6-7 years. Like
Absolutely.
dude. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like going back to that guy with no fucking rhythm, no
Yeah.
musical talent. He wears khakis.
His name's
and
Eric
sandals,
Becker.
and he just goes home every day and he gets his paycheck and he puts it in the bank and then he goes home.
Yeah, and he buys video games or whatever.
Maybe.
He's got his man cave, and he sneaks, joints in the garage with his buddy because his wife doesn't want him to smoke weed anymore. And we look at him like, what a fucking douchebag,
What a loser.
But his life is stable,
much better
and
than
it's
mine.
happy, and,
Yeah.
and it's secure, and there's not constant doom in his head and a constant dread of what the fuck is happening.
Hey, look, I'm wearing the same shirt in this clip you're about to play.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
This is
But
idiotic.
look how much different it fits me. I was like fucking 60 pounds heavier. Here's
Actually,
another-
somebody said that in the comments earlier. That girl Jody that was saying something about addictive personality. She goes, "Vinny's lost a lot of weight." This is a girl up in Wisconsin, I believe.
So
And she
much-
doesn't know you, and that's just funny to.
so much weight
been a while.
that a lot of people, when I see them, go, "Are
Oh,
you fucking?
you okay,
They think
man?"
I'm back on coke.
Yeah.
And I go, "No, it's not coke. It's vegetables."
You're like, it's keto.
it really is. It's just diet.
You're like, no,
strict
it's just
diet.
meat.
That's it.
I eat meat and vegetables mostly.
But I lost like fucking no joke, like 65 pounds since the beginning of this show, which is crazy. I didn't even understand that I could lose that much weight and still be healthy, But
yeah,
So, anyways, guys,
and I've gained weight because I was fucking a mere 74 pounds when we started this. I know. Gained it in my
like that one.
Gained it in my cock.
yeah, he had an implant.
I did.
He had.
It is. Yeah.
He had some of those railroad spikes.
It is ridiculous. It has a winch on it.
Did you put that? Did you put railroad spikes in your cock? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Cock.
Dirty word. All right, so let's.
All right. Well, we're gonna go take a break. After the break, we got some very terrifying news from the WEF and whistleblowers.
Oh,
and
we're gonna do a bunch of crazy shit.
all kinds of shit, guys.
The second hour is gonna be fucking nuts.
it's gonna be
tonight.
litty.
Yeah. What is this? The clip that you're playing?
This
This is an old clip of us again. I'm gonna have to address. We get emails and phone calls every
Yeah,
single week.
that's true, yeah.
People
Explain
think that our souls have been trapped in a tiny box.
Yeah.
And are put on display for you here. This is actually what's known as a video recording from
Exactly.
an earlier date of us.
And now here
this
we
is
are.
This is
Look
our
at
old.
us.
This is our first set, right?
Yeah. This is the first set. we
Yeah.
have.
Hey, this is early stuff. And
Look
what
at
are we
us.
talking about here?
We're talking about this one is called "Italians Did the Mob, France Did Slavery."
Okay, great. A historical analysis
Yes.
from your your favorite drunk uncles.
Tom and Vinny.
Yeah.
Old man strength. Tom and Vinny.
Right.
All right. We'll see you in a minute or 7.
This is like much like we have talked about with the sort of inundation of the public with UFO, the federal papers and all this shit. It almost seems like they're trying to like kind of sort of dumb things down, sort of water things down. I think this is what's happening with the Franchise podcast and the fucking Jimmy blah blah blah.
What?
It's like it seems like it.
What are you saying?
They want people to think like, oh, this is nothing anymore because these
You
motherfuckers
can't-
are
no, dude.
still doing
Okay, so
big time.
here's the way
arms dealing.
Yeah, okay,
Fucking, you know what I'm
maybe.
saying? Political shit. This is where they went.
The Italian mob, you think?
This is the JFK. This is fucking
Yeah.
Sam Giancana and fucking. This is
There-
who half did that.
There might be some of that, but
Yeah.
the thing,
I don't think
the
they're
way
not.
I don't think of like the mafia as it can't exist like it used to.
No,
There are
they're not fucking-
cameras everywhere.
Yeah, they're not knocking over fruit stands.
Well,
and
no, I'm not
shit.
talking about
You know
that.
what I
But
mean?
like, they can't even really have like an intimidating presence anymore.
well, can
You know
the
what I mean?
CIA?
Like, I'm indirectly. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is I think
okay.
they're on that level. Like they got to the point where they went from like street crimes to sort of contractor crimes to corporate crimes to like political crime. You know what I'm saying? I think they're still a force. That's all I'm saying.
maybe it just consolidated down to like a couple of the most powerful because like
Yeah.
the way it used to exist just doesn't exist anymore. Like if you, how many people have you met or known whatever of our generation but they were like relatives of like
Sure.
the people in the past.
Yeah, I still know
and
a
like
ton.
that entire world
Yeah.
did not get passed down to our generation like it did there. You know
No,
what I mean?
businesses
Like,
got passed down.
sure, and I'm sure,
That's really
sure
it.
some shit
And money
shit
and shit.
happens, whatever. But like,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I know a couple of people where every one of their cousins, their father, their uncles, they've all been in federal prison several times. You know what I mean? They still do it.
how did this ever become like it's so weird to me that it ever became so fucking cool to everybody. Like the
Yeah.
mafia. It's like, it's literally, it's a fucking group of insane sociopaths stealing and killing and shit. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, that would be
I
fun.
know. You know what? We fucking we fucking rail against the fucking the hip hop shit sometimes for like influencing people and making and popularizing like shitty behavior and bad fucking. You know what I'm saying? Scandalous.
Yeah, but
kinda.
what about the
But
fucking
that's where it started.
glorification of the mob?
That's where they
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh shit, look the fuck these guys are doing. Let's do that.
A lot of that is directly
Because that was
adopted
like
from
they
that,
were
yeah.
like back in the 60s and like the 50s and 60s, the black communities were like really not allowed to do shit. They were like, stay in your fucking place. And they were, I mean, we've all seen A Bronx Tale. That was real shit. That doo-wop fucking time where like they ride a bike through the wrong neighborhood. They're going to get they're going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Obviously, eventually some of the more daring motherfuckers are going to be like, hey, what? These guys are fucking pulling some shit off, man. Let's try this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it comes up, and then their music sort of exemplifies it. But anyways,
But you're
we're
saying
at 57.
you're saying why?
So I'm
does that-
saying
why
Italians
does the
really did
Italian
it,
mob get more more blame for
for the downfall of the
problems
Western
in society.
Yeah, for the downfall of Western society.
Yeah, you know what? Who the fuck do they think they are? And you know who else gets away with a lot? The fucking French. And I always talk about this because, all right, so obviously in our country, slavery is a bit of a hot topic sometimes.
Sometimes.
You know, and what like people don't understand, I think a lot of the time, is like the vast majority of the time that slavery existed in when we're talking like African to
Sure.
here, you know, and Europeans running it. The vast majority of the time that it was going on, this wasn't a fucking country yet.
No.
And
No.
the French were the main fucking culprits and doing everything.
Yeah.
Illinois, Southern and
Well, Portuguese, really.
there was a few, but like, was it really?
Brazil had
Yeah.
way
Oh, yeah,
more
yeah,
slaves
yeah.
than us,
Brazil
and
was
that's
crazy.
why they speak Portuguese now, is because Portugal
okay.
fucking did that, and the Portuguese really started and kept the
Yeah,
slave
yeah,
trade going
okay,
forever.
and Spain and whatever.
But really,
But-
what is France? That's Portugal's fucking little fucking sister, you know. What I'm
So
saying?
back then, the French slave traders and whatever were known to be particularly brutal.
They were very cruel.
and
yeah.
it's like
according to testimony.
for lack of a better term, it's kind of like they were like the worst, they were like the bad slave owners.
yeah, now they were all bad.
It was like if you were getting bought, you wanted to be like, you know, getting sold to like an American guy. I think, you know.
yeah, there was no American,
but there was no American. That's my whole
but if there,
point,
well, yeah,
isn't
but
it?
if there would have been, goddamn, it would have been
But
better. You know.
I don't know who you wanted. Maybe who did you want? Maybe English. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, probably English.
Yeah,
I mean, they were dandies. Let's just be honest. They were like more fucking. For God's sakes, my hair is my powdered wig is
Yeah, they would be
a
so
bit off today.
high maintenance to be.
Please.
Dude, imagine being a slave for like an old fucking 1700s English guy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Crimping his fucking hair.
Yeah, polishing his wooden teeth,
Shining up his his whole,
sucking his dick.
dandifying his whole fucking outfit every day. You know. yeah. Letting him fuck you.
Yeah,
God,
all of these
you know?
little fucking annoyances.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of goddamn work.
All right, we're at 59. What's up,
Jesus Christ.
Jerry? I know, we're fucking going
no.
to hell. And we're going to go to fucking
what-
Cancelville.
What I was gonna say originally, it was like places like
Danny
Illinois,
Fop. Go on.
like the oldest towns in Illinois. I think Kaskaskia is one. Whatever. Some of these places go back to the 1700s and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were all founded by French slave traders. Like they took over, like a lot of the Louisiana Purchase.
Sure.
What became
They were all
that, you know?
trappers. Not all trappers. None of them were trappers. They were slave owners.
Yeah, they weren't
Slave
selling
traders.
drugs. But yeah, they would bring all kinds of slaves to just farm. Obviously, you know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
and
do.
it was bad, is what I'm saying.
Why
And
do you think I'm going to fucking Iran next month?
to
No.
to buy a slave?
No. What the? No.
Why?
Oh, to profile that?
To protest?
Yes.
Yeah.
To protest it.
No, the the whole place was, it's France's fault. I don't know.
Yeah,
how I got
basically
on
what he
that.
was saying is France is the one
They don't
to
get,
fucking...
and then everybody thinks France is just like, oh, the,
yeah,
the
they're
cool place.
meek,
They're
and
like
they're
artsy.
oh, yeah,
and-
they're all like,
You smoke and wear a beret. And they're like Alabama. That's the fucked up place. And they're like, no,
France.
France did slavery.
And then they fucking do this little fucking mesmer act and get everyone to forget that they were pieces of shit the whole time.
Yeah.
And that they started everything.
And then right,
Yeah.
and they just start making weird movies.
Yeah.
and smoking all
And
the time.
standing like this.
And like drinking way too much coffee and fucking Where
For no fucking reason.
Why is it always in the old cartoons they would have black and white striped shirts and a beret?
Yeah.
Did everyone do
Yeah.
that? Like, whatever. Okay.
I don't know. All right, we'll be back in a minute because I really do want a cigarette because
Are you doing something for the break?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Boy.
Ho ho ho! Oh, did it end? I'm sorry. Okay.
No, we got it. It was all
Okay.
good. It was smooth as shit.
Hey,
dude.
look, that was us. Yeah, guys, that was us on the old set. Holy shit, that gets the whole fucking sound.
I know.
Going.
It's funny, man. We were just talking about it on the break. How quaint our old set looks.
It's kind of cute. Yeah,
It is. It's nice.
like- we had our little sign there that we had printed at the print shop. We're like, that's how we need to do it. Like, we'll get a glossy
Radioville.
We'll get a glossy cardboard sign, and dude, when we set that up,
We were like, Jesus
holy
Christ,
fuck.
dude.
We were
It
standing-
hides the mixing board, remember? Because the mixing board was on top of the old
yeah.
desk. And it hit it perfectly. You just saw like wires coming out a little bit, and it looked cool.
Isn't it funny how long ago, like 2 years seems in it sometimes? Like, because
Dude, it's insane.
it's been so many things have happened,
Just
and
it's
so much
so
weird shit has happened.
dense, dude.
And we when we set that up, I do remember like stepping back and like we had like our arms around each other, like,
Yeah.
look at what we did. Holy shit!
I was the
We've
British
done
slave
it.
owner. He was the slave.
Yeah,
Next thing you know,
I
he's sucking my dick.
I was doing all the fucking work, dude. Yeah, you guys can't imagine.
It was brutal, but no, that is funny though.
We were so proud of that, and now I'm just like, Jesus Christ! It looks like 2 5-year-olds. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, playing
an hour,
podcast.
dude. Yeah, we took weeks to do that. Like,
Funny story. My niece Zoe helped me build that desk.
yeah, which is I mean, honestly, she probably was better help than I would have been. Like I said, I still need more practice with the drill and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
but you'll get it.
I'll get there eventually. Yeah.
All right. Now, first things first.
Okay.
I think now we're gonna get serious. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get into some serious topics here.
And we're gonna have a lot of wacky fun.
Yeah, but before we do that,
Okay.
I think we need to vibe a little bit.
Let's vibe
just,
out.
Yeah, just to fucking cleanse the palate a little
Let's
bit.
do it.
Oh, no.
What happened? There we go.
Oh no.
This is, dude, you're harshing my mellow right
I
now.
know. I'm harshing my fucking mellow. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Dude.
Guys, we have a whole thing where we vibe out just to get in the right mood.
I know, we have to.
Like, yeah, I mean, this is pretty much a requirement at this point. The FCC actually is.
I think they're requiring it now.
chiming in lately about this type of
Yeah.
thing, and they're telling
There
us.
we go.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go. About to get down. About
gonna
to make
get
some
down.
sounds out of our mouths. That's right. Gonna feel like we came from down south.
Down south.
Coming down south, Louisiana way.
Louisiana way, y'all.
Find another way to pay the bills. We
Just
make
chill.
some thrills, then we chill. That's right. In Radioville, huh?
All right.
Good.
Well, that was good.
Let's go.
So I came across this. This is on the PBD podcast. Patrick Bet David. We've looked at him before. Armenian-born, American.
Whoops. That's in the script. Okay.
Yeah, that was scripted.
And he plays the show later. Okay.
But it was Judge Joe Brown was on here, right?
Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown.
What does he do nowadays?
He's a judge.
I mean, he's just out there judging.
Yeah.
He's just fucking.
I mean, look at him. Look at
he-
them fucking glasses.
He
dude.
was always one of the more judgmental of daytime
yeah.
judges back in the day.
Now, first of all, like, are you telling me that you are going to act like this in front of your mama?
Right, yeah. There's a classic Judge Joe Brown clip where he goes, now, if you see, the men are starting to act like the women used to act. Because he was talking about like young guys in his courtroom like flipping out and yelling and stuff, talking over people, freaking out, having a big scene. This is what a
There's a
woman
sissy fit.
This is what a woman used to do. And yeah. And,
Yeah, I actually kind of liked him. He was fun to watch.
I mean,
But this was him on. So now they had been talking about Barack Obama. He's a big proponent of the idea that he was not a legal citizen. You know what I mean?
well, can we talk about that for a second?
Or a natural born American citizen, so should have never been eligible for
Now,
the presidency.
dude.
This is a big thing. And how about this? If you say that in certain circles, you are absolutely aboard.
But does it matter that beyond the shadow of a doubt, forensic examiners determined that his birth certificate was fucking
From Hawaii, yeah, is a forgery.
forgery?
It is. I've
Forgerized?
looked into it in depth. It is. It's very clear.
100%.
Yeah, and even a layman
Guys, and
can see.
I can even explain how it comes. What it
Yeah,
comes down to
go ahead.
is typewriter strokes are
Yes,
like
they're fingerprints.
Exactly. And each one is a
And when you see
snowflake,
the
and it's-
exact
so-
same one from on two birth certificates,
Right. And there's a such thing as forensic document examiners and people like this. And they go through and they find that, look, this L is the exact same or whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And,
But it was even like a full
I
date
picked
on theirs. You know what I mean?
I picked one of the four letters
Yeah,
that's
that
not
is
in
not.
his name at all. But so they take it and they go, look, this has been copied. And
Yeah,
it's
been copied and pasted, which is where the term copy and paste comes from.
Sure.
Digitally,
Yeah.
it's you used to
So,
copy
guys-
and paste things and then Xerox them and then you have a new document.
This is the reality of our world. Barack Obama's birth certificate, it wasn't even a birth certificate.
No.
It was a certificate of live birth or something. And it was 100% forged.
Yes.
And that is reality.
Yes,
That's
and that
what we
was
have.
saying
Like,
that he was born in Hawaii, and it was actually parts of this other woman that was born the same. I don't even know if it was the same year, but I think it was like around. I think, but anyways, not quite the point. But yeah, that's what they were talking about, right?
Yeah.
So now, and this is sort of a long. Maybe we don't go through the whole thing, but it's. I saw this and I thought, what the fuck? Because me and you have gone down the rabbit hole before of just we've talked about it before. The royal families in Europe, how they're all just incestuous. They all just are the same people.
Yeah.
There's like this
you
illusion
find-
of separation,
and
but
then,
they're not.
a few years back, there was that high school girl, I think a girl, that,
No one knows these days.
that
Impossible.
what with affirmative action.
Yeah.
But there was like that high school girl. I'm confused about my
Yeah.
liberal like
Yeah.
policies.
You just know you should say certain things.
Right.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, affirmative action is causing all the abortion or something. But no, there was a high school girl that traced every president's familial lineage back to Charlemagne.
Yeah.
A few years back, right? We've seen things like this before, where so everybody is somebody's nephew, is somebody's grandson. Is
So
somebody's
it's that. So that's not that surprising, but it is still shocking to see. Like, it makes more sense with European royalty to me. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, of course, they're all the same fucking people. They've just been fucking each other.
They're
But this
reptilians,
one-
and they've
yeah, the
been
reptilians,
preserving their
yada, yada,
bloodlines.
yada.
Yes,
Yeah, they're Anunnaki anointed, and
we know.
we got it. But so this one, and like I said, this is
We have a very interesting person everybody's heard of, Winston Churchill.
no, God,
Nice.
his voice.
By the way,
though,
nice
his-
voice evolution.
I know, his
I like
voice is
that.
great.
Yeah, this has gotten good. Yeah. Okay.
We have a very interesting person everybody's heard of, Winston Churchill. He was an American citizen because his mother was from Chicago, an American heiress, and his father was an English lord. He renounced his citizenship so he could become Sir Winston, because America does not allow ennoblement under the Constitution. But he was an American citizen. That's one of the reasons he had such a fan club, but he couldn't run for American president because he wasn't born on American soil. Now,
Okay, that's fine. Nothing that alarming yet, right?
Sure.
Okay.
They said
If-
that about Colin Powell back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, he would be elected president in a heartbeat if he was born in the United States.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, I do remember that.
That was a big fucking thing they used to say. Yeah.
Good for him.
Anyways, sorry.
No.
there you go, was just up there. If you are born in American Samoa, the Canal Zone, Puerto Rico, you can run for president. But now, here's the problem. Obama released a birth certificate when he was enrolled in college, and it lists on there the room number, the phone number of the pediatrician who did the delivery. And
I promise this is going somewhere. Everyone.
Yeah, this is a little long-winded, but it's an old black guy talking with like kind of a southern drawl.
I could listen to it all day long.
We, as
Literally.
Americans, we like this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this
Oh,
is what
God.
we like.
I
Yeah,
think the
this
world likes this.
Yeah.
I think British like this. I think everybody
This
likes
is a
this.
soulful experience, and
It
we
is.
can endure it together.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. And all of you people, get it together.
Right. I mean, what is this? Where's he from? Like Texas or something? Or
I
like,
think Texas.
he sounds kind of Texy.
That sounds
right?
Tex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
noted his mother was 18 years, 3 months, which meant she got knocked up at 17. And she was a
Low blow.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Yeah. well,
Keep it clean. Above the belt, guys.
Let's leave the math out of it.
Yeah, for God's sake.
citizen of Canada, and it lists all of the details. The phone numbers were working ones, so that's one birth certificate. But he's in the White House for 18 months before he gets one from Hawaii. Now,
Now, I don't know why he
problem
keeps
with
saying
that
Hawaii, by the way.
We heard that with the Maui coverage. That's how the
Yeah,
locals say
Hawaii.
it. Hawaii. No.
Yeah, but you don't have to say it.
Yeah. That's like what I met this. I was talking to this girl one time who was like, I just came back from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, you didn't.
No, Melbourne.
Yeah, you came back from Melbourne.
because that's how we talk.
Yeah.
You're from here.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, but they pronounce it Melbourne. And I'm like, no, that's an
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
That's
They don't.
They pronounce born the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Melbourne. Yeah, bun.
Do they? No,
Yeah,
actually,
wait a
that doesn't
minute.
seem right.
I was been. No. Maybe they do, actually.
Born.
No.
Australian's hard. But how would they say born? Just the word.
Well, we got to
born.
get a shrimp on the bobby.
Anyways,
We gotta-
I
go
had this
on.
big argument with this girl about this. I was
I
like,
gotta
dude,
get the
you don't say
Aussie thing
I'm
going
like,
in my
okay,
brain.
I can go to Louisville and know that it's Louisville and not Louisville, but that's different. You
Is
don't
it?
say it in the accent of the people.
I say
don't think.
Louisville.
No,
In fact, I say
that's not what it
Louisville.
is. And also, it's not New Orleans. A lot of people still do that. But like, those are just basic pronunciations in English. that we all share, you know. But like this thing,
Do you say tortilla?
she's saying Melbourne.
Wait, do you say tortilla?
Never have.
Exactly.
Not once in my life. Not even
As
as
a
a
G-
Napoleon
yeah.
Dynamite reference or anything.
Yeah.
No.
So then why is it tortilla?
I don't do Napoleon Dynamite references, by the way. That's
Yeah.
something you'll never hear on this show. Hack. I don't like it. Everyone did it too much.
Gosh.
Dude, yeah, see? No. It's like doing a fucking it's a what's
What?
his, God damn it. What's
Who?
his name?
Jeb Bush?
No, Chappelle show. Fucking
yeah.
I cannot think of the guy's
Not Lil
goddamn
Jon. Rick James.
Rick James.
bitch. Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Yeah. It's like doing a Rick James. Yeah. You don't do that. Stop. All right.
What the 5 fingers say to the face?
Let's go back to
right,
the
yeah.
soulful
Back to this-
old mustachioed
Yeah, let's get
black
lulled
man.
a little more with
Yeah.
controversy.
Let's do it.
See, is 2 people that were on my show worked on my show first couple of
What the fuck?
Oh, it's okay because I have a thought to fill the space.
Good.
We talk about types of black
already
guys on this show a lot. It's one of our main things. Types of black guys, different eras
Well-
of black guys. We recently dissected like what's the best early '90s type of black guy.
I don't know if it's a main thing.
It's pretty much what we talk about in our personal lives all the time. Types of black guys. This guy is like
Great.
top 5 black guys.
No, top notch, dude.
I mean,
top
old-
2.
Listen, old
Southern,
Southern, learned,
conservative.
with cool fucking sunglasses too.
Oh yeah, no.
Look at
No,
those.
that's what I'm saying. This is just top notch, dude.
I mean,
he's
those sunglasses
and
are,
old as shit
are
now.
dope as shit. No matter like what you like or where you're
Well,
from.
he's got to be like
Those
90
are, like-
too, and he's just like fucking like very clear,
Yeah,
present.
this is fucking like top,
He's probably Biden's age, for God's sake.
top level types of black guy that we like. Yeah. All right, that was what I was gonna fill the time with. So,
As I just start making a drink like this is a bar.
right.
Let's go.
my show worked on my show first couple of years were from Hawaii, and they needed the passport because they were going to take a trip. So I'm in my office in the headquarters for
Now this is starting to sound like a grandpa just fucking rambling.
Yeah, let him go though, because now we're losing context. Yeah.
the show, and I made the phone call to the Department of Vital Statistics in Hawaii and had them expedite the delivery, and they got their birth certificates in 48 hours. So if I can do that back in 2000, to hell with the President of the United States taking 18 months to do it.
Yeah, that always was weird.
See, I don't
Yeah.
buy it. The other thing too is
No,
where he
this
went
is where
to
it goes.
school. Now, 20-some years ago, more than 20, my now ex-wife wanted me to send my oldest son to one of the same places over there. In fact, the same place he went to school, and when I checked, I said, this boy is not earned this because the tuition, not including room and board, was $95,000 a year. And I talked to 2 people, one of whom worked out in Hollywood and one I met in Hawaii some time ago who bragged.
Whoa, hold on a second.
He said Hawaii now.
Ah,
Yeah, he did it
you
before, too.
Phony fuck.
Yeah, he
and
did it
I
twice
just
now.
called you the best black guy ever.
Yeah.
And you're now,
I was ready to call him the best guy ever.
yeah. And now we're getting this fucking
Yeah.
dual. This,
Duplicity.
yeah, this duplicity, this deception.
Yeah, it's
this
deception, really.
absolute.
No wonder he has to guard himself with these sunglasses, these high fucking falutin sunglasses.
You know what, dude? That really pissed me off because he fucking took us on that Hawaii ride for like 10 times, and all of a sudden it's back to Hawaii. You fuck? Are you serious? You can't. This is disingenuous
Yeah.
and deception at the highest order. This is a bad black man, and we do not support him any longer. Anyways,
Now,
go
I
ahead.
do.
Okay, sorry.
We're disagreeing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
disagreeing about Judge Joe Brown.
I think this man is evil and harbors contempt for mankind in his soul.
Like George Soros.
with Obama, and they said the tuition when they went there with him was $45,000 a year, not including room and board. Little rich kid. So his father, Lolo Sotoro, was an interesting person. He was international executive vice president for Standard Oil. He also
Now, did you know that?
What?
That Barack Obama's dad was the international vice president for Standard Oil?
Well, his dad was Frank Marshall Davis, not who his fucking dad was supposed to be.
But this guy, though, Barry Soetoro, Lolo Soetoro, where he gets his last name, Barry
Kenyan.
Soetoro. Yeah, the Kenyan dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I had no idea. This is where it starts
But
getting
you know
fucked
that's
up.
not his real fucking dad.
But this is who raised, or whatever. So
no, CIA raised
That guy
boy.
on the left.
This is apparently Obama's father, you're saying?
This is his adopted father who adopted
there you
him
go,
when he
his
was
adopted father.
about 2 years old. Now, he is an interesting person.
I didn't know that this is his adopted father. I didn't know he had a, Asian adopted father. I had no idea.
Do you remember his brother?
Lolo Soetoro Harjo. This I know. How do I not know
Wait,
this?
is this a Mandela effect? Because I don't
That's
remember
what I'm
this
saying.
either.
I
feel
don't
like
remember
would know-
any of this.
I would
This is why I
know
wanted to
this.
show you in particular. I wanted to show you guys too,
Well, because-
but really I just wanted to show Vinny this because I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
There was a whole documentary years ago called "Dreams of My Real Father." Because
Yeah.
Barack Obama had written a book called "Dreams of My Father."
Yeah. Yeah.
About his Kenyan immigrant father and all the hardships and the whatever. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
this
blah.
is what he's saying. He's a rich kid.
So,
But let's not go too long.
there
on
was a
this.
documentary though that his actual father was a guy named Frank Marshall Davis, who was like a big Black Panther guy.
All right, so this is interesting.
But it
Let's
was
just-
pretty convincing. So, sorry, but I don't remember this part of it.
So I'm going to go back just one click.
Okay.
Old. Now, he is an interesting person.
All right, I'm back on board.
He also
Good black
was
guy.
a major in the Indonesian army from 58 to 1962 at 3, and he ran the death squad. So there was allegedly a warrant out for him from The Hague for mass murdering or being responsible for killing 500,000 people back
What?
in the late 50s when he ran the death squads. We studied
Again?
this in comparative international law back in the late 60s. I remember that guy. I had no idea he was connected. But anyway, as vice president for Standard Oil, at the time in question, it was believed that Indonesia sat on the world's largest oil reserves. So Standard Oil wanted to get into that, but they couldn't under American law, so they propped up their vice president financially. He ran the death squads, had a lot of muscle, so he wound up becoming the oil tycoon for Indonesia. And when he died, he was one of the richest men on earth. Now,
Again, what? How does nobody know this about Barack fucking Obama?
Why do I feel like a fucking
That's what
real,
I'm saying.
Like slouch.
A rube.
Yeah, like what
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I wanted to show you this in real time because I'm like, dude, we have delved down these rabbit holes.
yeah.
This seems very provable and easy. That guy is, yeah. Anyways, we'll just keep going. But yeah,
What if it
I
turned
do
out
too.
that they just like you go back to the beginning of this podcast and it was like, okay, Judge Joe Brown, here's a giant hit of DMT, and he's like, okay, here we go,
Yeah.
and he just willed all of this into reality.
Yeah, he changed our reality.
Yeah, I mean this. All right,
Let's see.
he supposedly died from the cumulative effects of 3 separate automobile accidents, which basically came from the fact he was a master spy. The U.S. protected him because at the time he was running the spy operations for the CIA as a contractor in China, North Korea, North Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. And remember the NAMs going on at this point in time. George Herbert Walker Bush
This okay.
Ran the-
Hold on. This is where it even gets more fucked up, dude. I'm telling you.
okay.
I
know a lot about the Bushes, but what is he gonna say?
dude. We'll just go. But yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
George Herbert Walker Bush ran the CIA under the Ford administration, and
Well, yeah.
George
We
Herbert
got that,
Walker
but hold on,
Bush
hold on.
was cousin to his wife, Obama's mother, and
What?
Obama's mother's father, Obama's maternal grandmother, was first cousin to George Herbert Walker Bush.
What? What? That's what I'm saying.
We're just taking this as gospel, obviously, because
No, but Judge Joe Brown?
well, he's an old black man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can't fucking. So far, what are you thinking?
That
And what are you guys thinking too? Because did any of you guys know about this shit? I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it definitely. It's the type of thing that I just automatically believe.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Because
The first thing is obviously I'm showing this to you because
yeah, I think that the world
I thought
is
this
just
is
set up this way.
Yes,
You know,
I
mean,
already know it is.
it
in
has
my
to
heart.
Be, yeah, it is. It
That's
obviously.
why we
is.
haven't gotten. It's not self-sabotage. I'm going back on that. It's because we're not these guys.
Because we're not Jewish. Or no, sorry, no, not. Well, let's see.
Not part of the network.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
which the Jewish people are a big part of, but
They have complete control.
no, but okay, so let's just not deviate too far away from this. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well,
right?
so I mean, there's a reason that so many people have. I mean, you guys, you get, you start. People call it conspiracy theory, call it whatever. I really think of it as like just getting into fucking history and discovering how the world actually fucking works.
But Obama's
And trying-
mother was
but-
cousins with George Bush.
But you tend to find out
What
that
the
there's
fuck
all
are
these
we
connections,
talking
dude.
about?
Hollywood is the same way. The music industry is the same way.
It's gonna get into it.
What is it? Fucking Nicolas Cage is Francis Ford Coppola's
Nephew.
or some
Of
shit.
course. Yeah.
I don't know why that's the
Brad Pitt.
That's the nail in it.
allegedly is Robert Redford's son, just because everyone's like they look exactly the same.
probably. You know, there's a million of them. Whatever. But everything works this way, where it's like it's this bloodline shit, and this Brad Pitt is
more
700
interesting-
years old.
But
Haven't you
more
seen the
interesting
pictures?
to me is that neither of us have heard this.
What?
This information.
Yeah.
That's more interesting.
Why
to
did
me.
not Alex Jones tell me this?
Why did not?
Yeah, that's
You've said that before on this show, and I'm not going to call you out this time, guys.
Well,
I'm not going
because-
to. In fact, I'm going to applaud you for
Do you
it.
know why? Because I'm not lazy and I'm not doing the contraction. If I had said why didn't,
Yeah.
you would think nothing of it.
No.
But why did not raises
Yeah,
your
I hate it.
raises your freckles.
Yeah, it frecked me,
Yeah.
and I can't stand it.
Yeah, so I mean that's
First
not
of all,
right.
don't freck me, and let's get back to Judge Joe Brown.
Okay.
All right.
So the family relationship in there, they all had fun and games from Bush's experience with his CIA connections when he ran the CIA, and Lolo Soetoro, and also through his second cousin who was married to him, and also through the father-in-law to Soetoro, who was his first cousin. So it's an interesting little filial family relationship that they have. Now,
Sir, does this all date back to the Sam Hinckley situation that you brought up?
Sam Hinckley. So
What the hell is going on?
Now watch. I'm going to bring this back a second.
This
But
is
yeah,
blowing my mind
I
right
know,
now.
dude. I'm telling you.
Dude,
It's insane.
Yeah.
I did not know. How did I not know this?
I don't know.
It
we
makes me
dumb?
question what the fuck I know.
Yeah.
It really does.
I think we skipped dimensions again, dude, because I don't
Is that what this is?
I don't know. I can't imagine that this was the case and I didn't know, and that Alex Jones didn't tell me, David Icke didn't tell me.
Nobody told me this. This should have been fucking top of mind.
Yes. Who is that? That French bitch.
No, that was the fucking red-haired spokesperson for Biden forever, the press secretary.
Corinne Jean.
Oh no, it was her. Yeah,
Jean
yeah, it was the
Baptiste
black
or
one.
whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jean Baptiste.
Jean-Luc fucking.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, something.
But yeah, she was like, because it wasn't top of mind, and everyone was like, "That's not a thing." And then now I hear people saying it all the time online. Yep.
Yeah, top of mind.
Yeah. CERN.
Yeah.
We're jumping dimensions. All right, now let's. Okay, so now he goes on to this. Oh my god.
family relationship that they have.
Now, he
Sir,
goes-
does this all date
this.
back to the Sam Hinckley situation that you brought up?
Sam Hinckley. So
What the hell is going on here, by the way?
I could sit here all day and I'd vote for him. He should run for president.
1,000,000%.
So here's the other thing. Want to get another one?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is a cousin to these guys.
Now,
too.
where Hollywood's involved, the CIA, president,
Wait a
Oval
minute.
Office.
Warren Buffett is a cousin
Oh, my
to this
God.
bunch here.
So they're connected. So
500?
this is a connection.
Sam Hinkley had some sperm that had a cape in it. Everyone
Apparently,
had
this
a cape,
all dates
you
back
know?
to Sam
Obama
Hinkley.
and Brad Pitt are cousins, ninth cousins to be precise.
Yeah.
On the campaign trail last year, it emerged that the two share a common ancestor, Edward
Ed Hinckley.
Hinkman, who died in Virginia. Is that part of the San
That's another
Hinckley
one.
family?
Yeah, that comes
what
from
the
Hinckley.
F
So they're
is
all
happening
basically
right
judged.
So how does it all work?
I don't know,
That's the
but yeah,
thing.
that's
You
all
start-
we need to
you start,
watch on.
You
this,
start
though,
looking at
to
this,
be honest.
and you go like, dude, the whole world feels this way.
Yeah,
Where you're like, it must be all set up, you know. Like I was saying,
it makes little to no sense.
well, no, it does. I mean, it makes the most sense, really.
Yeah, no,
is-
it does. You're
is
right.
that people would obtain power and hold
And
on
then
to it.
everyone that
And-
they, all of their lineage will take a piece of it and hold it for the rest of time, and via procreation, they just continue, and then they get less and less. You know, fucking Brad Pitt probably has a cousin in Louisville, and he's just. And he's just, a fucking shopkeep. But he
Yeah.
got a piece. You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Why?
Like
why,
everyone. Is
Why
it
would there be? Why
everyone?
would there be so many familial connections amongst power networks? You know.
But also, is it even intentional? Is it that somebody just acquires a fuck ton of power?
or is it that they just share the
and money?
desirable genetics? Like,
Well, no. Think about this. Say you got $100 million, but you're not you.
I
And
wouldn't.
you don't just gamble it away the next day.
right. I would have $150 million and be like, I'm gonna bet.
Dude, I'm going to fucking go on.
I'm gonna bet $1,000 on a horse.
But
Why?
no, like imagine somebody gets, acquires $100 million. Now, that's obviously generational wealth was what they call it. That's the newfangled term that everyone's throwing around, bandying about, if you will.
Sure.
And so now you have $100 million. Well, everyone under you is going to get a certain amount. So they're going to have fucking, say you have 6 kids or whatever. They all get a shitload of millions. And now some of them are going to do, well with it. Some of them are going to lose it, whatever. Probably most of them are going to pass some on to their kid. So is it just like even every single fucking shopkeeper, or like the people we were talking about earlier, his dad's an engineer and his mom's a teacher, are these people all descending from the same, 50 fucking branches out, but it's just been there forever. It's like there was no choice in the matter. They are going to be at least semi success. You know what I'm saying? Like they're at least going to have something.
What? Because it's written in the program?
No, just because their parents had money and their parents had money, and just that's the way it went. And it gets, as it gets farther away from the core, it gets a little less. Like now you just have a shop that fucking tries to sell olive oil over here on York Road or some dumb shit. But
There's a guy.
they had that shop, and it was short-lived.
There's this guy that I see all the time on for the local audience, Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove, Illinois.
Hello, Ogden.
Say hi to all those bozos over on Chicago Avenue.
Yeah.
So there's a guy that just stands out there with anyway, sorry, this is dumb aside, but
No, go.
he's a knife sharpener and
Yeah,
like,
we have one in Elmhurst.
metal guy.
Yeah.
And he just has like a big cart from like the 1800s. and just
It's
all
probably
kinds
the
of
same
metal
dude.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's probably the same guy.
He
Dude, there
travels
used to
around,
be
yeah.
a bunch of shit on Facebook about that guy, like, because Elmhurst didn't want to let him operate because he just like mobily goes around and he'll just be on a corner.
He stands there doing metal stuff.
He'll just be on a corner and people are like, "Hey, the knife sharpener's over at Spring and fucking Second." or
Yeah,
whatever.
you can get a knife.
And
You
you
can
can go-
buy a wedding ring from that guy. I knew somebody that did it.
Dude, I bought fucking meth.
Yeah, you can get anything. You don't want to know.
Now that's probably why they didn't want him around.
Yeah. Well, he
he
started
was
out.
selling. He was selling kids.
He started out at Comet Pizza.
He did. Yeah. It was
He's-
Comet Pizza.
He's a good friend of Podesta.
His name is actually Jimmy Podesta.
Right. That's how that guy got his start.
Yeah.
And now,
but like I said, it's
like
all
that
in the family.
He moved on from Illuminati trafficking
to fucking sharpening
to
knives.
street knifing. It's like, I finally got where I
Now I'm
wanted
here.
to go. Yeah. I had to do some
but
nasty
what about
things,
this?
but
What about this? The Illuminati tells him at one point, like, look, Jimmy, you're the only one we can trust. I know it's gonna seem like a step down, but this is very important. We need you to go from this position in politics and lobbying to street corner knife guy.
yeah, street corner knifing.
And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, dude.
They're like, that's one of the only areas we don't currently.
But you don't have a choice. You're in the Illuminati. So if they tell you, you have to go.
And they're like, dude, we have they have this big spreadsheet of here are the things that we control. And we have some red areas here. And one is street corner knife. They're like, dude,
but we're losing our grip.
We have the banks.
They're dying off. They're old now.
We have the banks in London, New York, and Paris. And
all of the centralized banks.
We have the Vatican.
Oh, easily.
Look,
we got the Mormon religion.
We got exactly.
We got the American Indians.
We got the snake handlers.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of good stuff. But what we don't have
we need the street corner knives.
A guy on the street sharpening knives and making shitty metal things for poor people to buy for their wife. Right? I mean, that's the area because you can't.
That's the gist of it, really.
Here's the thing: when you're the Illuminati, you gotta look for these.
Yeah. You have to fill each crevice.
Yeah, these points of weakness.
There can't be any sorts of chinks in your armor.
There can be zero chinks in your operation whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. That's xenophobic.
Huh?
That's xenophobic, what you just said.
You took it the.
I would. I got you.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the entire operation,
or like dikes.
Well, all right, fine. You know what I should have.
Dike.
Okay, all right. Sorry. Let me clarify.
Maybe you just don't have dikes in your operation either, because there's leaks that can spring from the dike.
I want to clarify what I said
Okay,
before,
go on, and then
and let me just say it in a way that is more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no Chinese people in your company or your operations or whatever you do, or your family or
They're
your
shifty.
friends
They're
or
shifty.
anything. Get them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lose them.
So just so we're clear, that is what I meant.
God, I wish I had a dong 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 dong. You know what I mean? Oh. All hail Vinny.
Thank
All
you.
hail Vinny, the master of sound effects. That's right. Oh my God.
It changes when you change
I know.
it. It's like,
Well, no, there's different kinds of bullets in there.
that's how I loaded it. It's
There's
special-
like 3 warning shots that only kill you. And then there's the 4th one that just obliterates your family.
The first three are 22s.
Here, do it again.
This gun is actually crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's a revolver. There's obviously it's a 6-shooter, right?
8.
3 of them. Check it out. 3 of them 22s.
There's 8 of them.
3 of them 45s. And watch. Here, I just reloaded it. Hold on.
Yeah, reload that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Got it.
Ready? See? It's a specialty.
Look, the proof is in the pudding, guys.
Yeah.
So your mind was blown with that, though, huh?
Terribly.
That is information that I would have thought that I should have had
Yeah.
in my brain.
I would like to.
I'd like to recant my.
I'd like to know why nobody told me about any of that shit. I mean,
Know who did?
who?
Judge Joe fucking Brown.
Yeah. Of all people. Now, who was the one that I really liked? Mathis.
Oh, Judge Mathis was the shit,
Dude.
He was fucking
Wasn't he-
hilarious.
wasn't
dude.
he
He was
that-
from here.
Wasn't he? I went to jail
I
went from jail to judge in 15 years.
I was a poor kid in the hard streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
I was learned my
affected by my
lesson.
socioeconomic surroundings.
Yeah. I went to jail to judge. Yeah, dude, he was the shit, though.
Yeah.
Who else was there? There was Judge Judy. Fuck her. What was the hot one? Judge Millian.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
She was so alluring.
She could get it.
Right?
Oh,
Can you
my
pull her up?
God.
Can we look at her?
Judge Millian.
Yeah. Let's revisit Judge Millian.
Yeah,
because
let's revisit.
let's see some of her highlights because
You know what I'm going to put in? Judge Millian tits.
she had that thing though.
Just to see.
Yeah, just see if that's something.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can have that. She had that same thing of like What was the lady that was the wife of that big fat faggot?
Hey, whoa!
Sorry.
Fat phobic.
Fat gay. No. Sorry. No, faggot doesn't mean gay. That's what we have been saying for years.
Dude.
Okay, so what?
Oh my God. I did find her with her tits out.
You got her? Let's see, dude.
Look, I can't put it on here.
Is that her?
You can.
That's not her. Oh, yeah.
That seems to be her.
Wow. With real boobs, huh? Was she in Spain or something?
Apparently.
Judge Marilyn Milian topless at a beach. We're looking at her real tits right now.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
crazy.
I'm just gonna put in, but let's just look at her though, everyone.
Yeah,
because this is why I wanted to.
For some reason, we just all wanted to bang this lady, and she,
and it wasn't anything great. Now watch out. I got to get off of this one, and I'm gonna go to Google Images. Look at that, Bing, and then this should go.
But you guys can Google that for yourself and look at actual
go
pictures
Judge
of her
Million
topless.
tits, and it's going to show you some things. But this is why I wanted to, because everyone was like, I think she's got giant titties. That was a thing. And turns out, not bad.
Now,
Not that there's anything great about big or small, or, everyone's
how
equal.
did this whore
Okay.
capture the American public's attention?
Yeah, the elusive.
Well, but you look at like what is being a fucking back then too.
Being a what, judge?
How did they get a TV judge going? How did that even become a thing?
You got to
'Cause
be a fucking real piece
I
of
think
shit.
the first one was People's Court, right?
Judge Wapner.
Judge Wapner. And he was like an unlikely, right? And he was like a no nonsense guy, but he was like an unlikely.
He was probably
celebrity.
Obama's third cousin.
Obviously,
Yeah.
he probably got him in the country.
yeah.
Judge Wapner was a fucking
CIA
he was
operative,
he was-
obviously.
No, he was a coyote, dude.
Coyote.
Yeah, he would bring fucking people in. Obama came over from Kenyan. Kenyan, South Africa.
Sure.
And
son of despots.
yeah, and comes in through the Gulf, obviously. Meets up with Wapner. Wapner gets him through the bush and through the desert and into the country.
He was already cousins with Bush.
That's how this stuff.
Want to see something?
Huh? Yeah, sure. What do you
All
got?
right. I'm going to go back to Judge Joe Brown because here's a thing that I forgot.
Oh, really? But to finish
But
our thought,
Judge Million's titties-
while you pull that up,
Yeah.
Just what a crazy thing it is that like they figured out that worked, and then it was like, all right, so are any of these people, were they the judge at your local courthouse at some point, and somebody was like, holy shit, she's got giant tits, let's
But
get
she
her
was
on
good
TV?
on camera though
Like,
too. I did. I actually liked her. She was fun.
yeah,
Judge
all right.
Million, she was good.
She had, well, like I was gonna say before, she had that kind of like vague allure that's like it's hard to identify exactly what you like about it, but it's kind of like that lady that was with the big fat guy, like I was saying, the fat gay, Kevin
Yeah.
James.
What the? That's who you were talking about? I fucking love Kevin James.
Really?
Dude, his stand up, don't sweat the small shit.
Okay, we can disagree.
Great.
On this.
One of the best
I
stand ups
think-
ever. Now, you're talking about Leah Remini, or Remini.
Isn't she like crazily attractive?
Oh, she was so fucking hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
she wasn't with him. It was a sitcom.
But it's more a personality thing, and that's rare for
It was
a
a
lady.
sitcom, though.
You know.
no, she was hot as fuck.
Well, yeah,
though.
she was physically, but there's also like an allure that these Italian broads have sometimes.
Yeah,
where
that's
they got the raspy voice and the down home
Yeah,
thing.
they got
and
the
you're kind of just
fucking-
like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's unfair. You know, you're a very attractive lady.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Yeah,
when
dude.
you're like a man and you
Yeah,
think
there's
a lady,
ladies out there
it's
that you like.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to describe the emotion here.
Now we're at hour. We're at 2. Oh, we're only at 2:01. I thought we were at 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it gets confusing because
It does because we just ramble.
I mix up 0 and 30 a lot.
Yeah, dude, that is a
Yeah.
very common
Right.
thought process.
That's why they
people
named
have.
the fucking Bin Laden mission Zero Dark 30 because they
Yeah,
knew it would
that was
confuse
the only
everyone.
way, yeah.
yeah.
How it, dude, nobody in Bin Laden's camp is going to be able to discern when that is.
No.
because they're going to be transposing both of them. Oh shit!
Back
oh,
and
wait, what
forth.
is it? 030, 030.
Yeah.
It's just it becomes impossible.
Just back and forth forever.
Yeah,
just-
and then
Right.
fucking
all of a sudden Chris Kyle busts in the fucking
Yep.
door. remember that's what.
What's up,
what-
dude?
Chris Kyle fucking busted in the door, stomped him out with his Doc Martens.
Yeah.
And fucking sent the picture to the CIA so they could doctor it up and fucking they threw him off a boat.
Yep.
And that's what we know.
That's all we know.
Yeah.
But that was fine. Now, listen, I'm going to show you one last thing. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? Hold on one second. We've gotten to this point, folks.
What do you got?
No matter what, these guys they run the show. And they're all connected.
You see this thing where Michelle and George W. get to giggling and he gets the candy? What I hear from the inside
listen.
source.
You've seen this. Remember how everyone was talking about, like, Trump's so bad that he's driven the Obamas and Bushes together. Remember this? Because they were, like, supposedly coalescing around the, like, Bush or Trump is too dangerous. Remember this? And then they would be seen, like, fraternizing at little events or whatever the fuck it was. This is yeah. So hold on. Check this out.
And George W. get to giggling and he gets the candy. What I hear from the inside sources is that's the same candy that he used to give to her husband when he was a kid. Now, there's a picture I stumbled onto.
Her husband being Barack Obama.
Right.
So yeah.
Google, but you can't now. And one picture I stumbled onto that you could Google, but you can't now. And when I ran into it, he was still in Illinois in the state house.
Okay,
And
so he
what
says
that was
Hawaii.
Yeah, but Illinois. Go.
And then
Don't.
Illinois.
Don't make me hate
You're
you,
obviously
buddy.
not committed to fucking
Yeah. Pronunciation.
colloquial, integrity.
And now, and when I ran into it, he was still in Illinois in the state house. And what that was about was there's a picture where Lolo Sotoro is standing up with a golf club. George W. Bush, Herbert Walker Bush, soon to be president of the United States, is standing up with a golf club. And then sitting in a golf cart with his arm around a 7 or 8 year old kid standing next to it is George W. Bush, and the kid is Lolo Sotoro's adopted kid, Barry Sotoro. soon to be Barack.
Yeah. So there's a picture out there that he says used to be Googleable.
Can we find
is
that?
no longer. I've looked. Nope. But according to Judge Joe Brown, there's a picture of
know what,
Lolo
dude?
Sotoro
And-
H.W. Bush with George W. as a teenager with his arm around 8-year-old Barack Obama on a fucking golf course.
This is also
This blows apart all narratives that they've tried to tell. It's insane. If this is fucking true, I'm going to take it at face value.
Yeah, let's just say it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is the biggest fucking. We broke it here on Radioville from PBD Podcast.
yeah.
I mean, other people now know about this, but still.
Hey, whatever happened to us being on the Flamingo and Lightning's podcast?
Oh yeah, that
Channel.
network.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it called?
So guys,
Wait, what was that called though? It was like the
Live
fucking-
Heretic.
Yeah, Live Heretic. Obviously, it's not going to work.
a long time ago, we made fun of these guys.
Yeah, Flamingo and Lightning,
Then they called the show, which was awesome.
which was hilarious because
We-
we didn't realize it at first because we were wasted.
Yeah.
Remember that?
We're fucking. That's when we used to be.
We're like, oh shit, no, call back. And then I think we tried calling them up. Yeah, there was a whole thing, but then we got connected with
Yeah, a
them.
long time ago, we made fun of these guys, and they were doing a stupid little show, and
It was terrible too.
And-
Like this.
yeah, and we just fucked with them, and they ended up like thinking that we were funny, and they wanted to have us on their network that they were starting, and then this just never really.
Yeah, but
like,
it was like it got like in depth though. He was like
yeah, we
outlining
had a big long like 3-hour conversation on the phone,
and then multiple conversations. I mean, I didn't involve you with those ones, but I was talking behind the scenes like, dude,
Yeah.
we're going to cut Vinny out as soon as we can. You know what I mean? There was a whole thing.
Right.
And we went months deep, you know what I mean? And it was, dude, it's bullshit that he fucked me over like that. This is bullshit. What's up?
next week when we have our legal correspondent call in, hopefully, might want to address some of this stuff. I should.
Well, I don't know about it. One.
I haven't.
We've addressed it. I
My
think.
uncle Dennis
We're
is a
fine.
lawyer. he can do anything. Okay, you can't touch me. I have an uncle who's a lawyer.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Are you
I
a Sattoro?
I can pretty much do
Wait,
whatever
are you
I
a
want.
Sattoro?
Dude, I got out one time. I was in 26 in California.
Yeah.
All right,
Dude,
and
26
Chicago,
in Cal is no fucking joke,
Oh, dude.
26 in Cal is like the epitome.
God.
If I think of like
It's
the worst fucking
place ever.
26 in Cal is literally what I think of.
Yeah,
That's it.
you don't want to be there.
No, you got like Cicerone Harrison. You got like there's a lot of places that suck dick.
Yeah, what we're talking about
26
is
in Cal.
what we're talking about is a jail and a courthouse.
Yeah, but
In-
the fucking
in Chicago, there's a notorious place called 26 in California. You just don't want to go there. And why was I starting to talk about that? One
don't
time,
remember.
I was
Fuck.
in there. Oh yeah. And so I was in there for like burglary. Okay, dude. So I'm in there for burglary. I was like 24, 25, and
dude, I never even had to go there.
and
I had to go to, but I never got. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Never had to go in.
Ah, it
But
was
everyone that I knew that went in was like, no.
I was only there for a
This
day.
is
Like I didn't even see the worst parts of it, but I was only there for like a day. But anyways, I have an uncle who's a lawyer, and he knows everybody, dude. He's a good guy to have
that
around.
is- yeah.
You know what I mean? He knows,
especially in Chicago, dude. That's just how it works.
he knows
100%.
everybody, and he can actually do the thing of like, look. He's a good
He's
kid.
a good
He
kid.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Oh,
He's,
100%.
He's an asshole.
That's
I'm
so
gonna,
good.
I'm gonna take him home.
Dude,
I'm
you're
gonna whoop the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's that type of
God
thing.
damn.
And so he showed up and got me out of that place. And
Thank
I
God.
remember I came back to the cell before I had got it was something called an I bond.
Yeah.
You remember this, right?
Of course, I've
if-
gotten them recently.
Right. If you just have in Illinois, if you get arrested,
You gotta get 10%
You just
of the
have like no
actual-
money.
yeah.
They give you
They'll
what's called an
I-bond it.
I-bond. I don't
And
know.
you're on
It's-
you have to pay the bond if you get convicted or something, but at the time you only pay 10% to get out.
I've paid nothing.
Yeah, no, but the thing is to like waive the 10%. I don't
So-
ever remember what, but yeah, you just leave.
Everybody,
basically.
as you're going, you're in a big holding cell with like 100 other guys. You know.
Yeah.
And so,
And dude, when you get I-bonded out though, everyone's pissed.
dude, yeah. So you're going in like groups of 5 to the courtroom.
Yeah.
And as they're coming back, everybody wants to know what's going on. What's the judge like today?
Oh yeah.
Is it good? Is it bad? Are
Who
you
is
get-
it?
Are you getting fucked?
Everyone
Yeah, yeah.
knows what judges are
Oh
rich
yeah, yeah.
and shit.
So you're getting all that shit together, and I remember as I came back, I had 3. Dude,
You're like, I don't give a fuck,
I had
son.
3 counts of felony
I'm out.
burglary, and I got I-bonded. And I come back to the cell,
a little
and
clinky.
all the black guys are chilling there, and they're like, "Yo, what'd you get? What'd you get?" Because we were all telling our stories before.
Yeah,
before
they knew
and
what.
stuff.
Was, yeah, of course. And you probably
so,
embellished too.
I don't know.
You had to.
I don't
You
really
have to.
remember what I was doing, what I did to survive.
No matter how
but
fucking,
yeah.
no matter how good your story was, you're gonna make it better.
You need.
You have to make it the best.
It's an environment where you need people to think.
It's very extreme.
To-
Jail in
yeah.
general is a very
well,
extreme
and when you're
environment.
in with 100 guys in like 26
Yeah.
in California,
like
you
I said, never been
for,
there.
You need for people to not think that you're a pussy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you're gonna do
In
whatever.
any jail, though,
You're
really.
gonna posture yourself, however, and you're
Even
gonna
do
do whatever
page,
you got to
dude.
do. You know, but like so. Anyways,
Really?
this guy goes, oh, all right, so what happened? You know, this older black guy, when I came back in, he's like, what happened? And I was like, I got I-bonded. And they all go, what?
Fucked you get?
I-
Because that is not a
and
thing.
They go, well, you had 3 felonies? And I go, yeah.
Well, also, that isn't a thing.
And they go,
I would have never gotten
you got
that either.
you got I-bond. And I remember they all just like it was like a
Descended
movie.
upon
No.
you.
It was like a movie where like it was tense for a second, and then they were all like, "Oh shit,
Oh,
the
for
judge
real?
in a good mood, bro! Hell yeah!" And I remember the one dude like, "We getting I-bonded on burglaries." He was just yelling that. And I was like, "Yeah." And then all, here's what the black guys want to know: are you Italian? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that's how you got out of this? I'm like, yeah.
Kind of.
I just said that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
fuck it. Any
Yeah,
edge I can have. Like,
Sure.
whatever. You know, I was like, yeah, man, maybe. You know. But
I
it was
mean-
my Uncle Dennis, who's the best guy ever.
Who's gonna call
who
in
just-
next week.
Who just knows everybody and can
Yeah.
get shit done, you know.
Well, first of all, lawyer, but then second of all, Southside Chicago lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
and then third, performer. So
Yeah.
he's got the trifecta. He's gonna have everyone eating out of the fucking palm of
Dude.
his hand. He just is.
He's we
You know what I mean?
When we go to court, which hasn't happened in years, thank God. But he used to.
But has happened.
He's represented me in several criminal cases. And when we would go to court, I remember one time they wanted to set us a date the day before Thanksgiving,
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
and he goes, well, Judge, you know, I could do that as long as he's something like is the counselor, he's referring to the
Yeah.
prosecutor, he's like, is the counselor going to come over to my house and help me get the fucking turkey ready or something like that? And he'll say stuff like that, like while you're at the bench. And that's how long he's been around.
But dude,
'Cause
imagine being that job though. Like I have that confidence on job sites.
oh, dude,
I'll
he
say shit to.
doesn't care. Yeah,
This is the
it
thing
just-
though. Like I get it. Like we look at it as that's a judge. These like this is very.
Oh, but they're there every day. They don't, yeah.
But think about it. Like you've said shit to the like owners of a venue. Like when you're doing a sound gig,
Mm-hmm.
you have sometimes you're just like what, or just the way you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Like on job sites or with like people that contract. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
I'm
not
hurt, but
after
I'm
a certain amount
direct.
after a
It's just
certain
like-
amount of years in an environment, you're
but
done
that's
with
the one he's
pretense.
in though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking weird.
Dude,
Because those are your colleagues now.
It's
They know
hilarious.
you. This is the fucking people you deal with all the time. You go to dinner with them sometimes. You're probably invited
Yeah.
to some of their like kids' weddings and shit.
No, Uncle Dennis is a really funny guy, dude.
I've met him.
Yeah, he's been on the show. He called in, and we're gonna try to get him to call in soon about something.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to give that away.
that might be next week. We'll see.
I think it is going to be.
he he's
I don't know.
he's shown up like that time. Like there's been times where I'm like in a jail cell, just like all fucked up and just crazy, and Uncle Dennis gets there, and I'm like, ah, sweet.
That is pretty cool.
Something's gonna happen
because
now.
I'm going to say something that's a little I was going to say controversial, but no, emotional. But like both your parents now gone, but you have Uncle Dennis, and that's a pretty good surrogate.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not a bad one.
Well, he's my godfather.
That also.
He has to take care of me.
That's the thing.
I'm an orphan.
Yes.
And he has
Yes.
he has to be my dad now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
should
your
tell
dad.
him. I'm gonna tell him that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him up.
He's your dad. Dude.
By the way,
Hey, by the way, Dad.
Yeah. You're my
You're my
godfather.
dad.
You signed a contract.
You did. You're contractually bound
Yeah.
to be my dad. now.
Yeah. You. I have to. Yeah. No, but he's
Dude, Dad, call in. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, we'll
Dude,
get him
start
on-
acting
Oh.
angsty and pissed.
By the way, if we want to open the phones, no, we're pretty much.
Yeah, I mean we're rapping,
But Uncle Dennis one time. All right, so I had. I know the theme of this show a lot. I was going to say tonight, but a lot of times it's just that we're crazy and a lot of fucked up shit happens. And one time I had fucked up my life real good, and gotten arrested and thrown in the fucking loony bin.
in The Hague.
Get out, and I'm now at my house, and there's like people coming in shifts to watch to make sure I don't do anything fucking crazy or like go out
We're
and
on suicide
kill
watch.
Basically, well, yeah, like, but I was more at that time. It was that I was going to try to enact revenge.
It's
or
a good thing
something,
that they didn't have
and
any paper blankets around like Epstein had. Anyways, go on.
I didn't get that.
He hung himself with, remember that paper
Oh
sheets?
yeah. Okay, yeah, right. So,
anyways, go on.
So anyways, it was one of these situations where you're like complete, like I've just been let out of the fucking loony bin, and people are like watching me and stuff. And Uncle Dennis comes over because I had been arrested in the process too. It was a whole thing. I beat up a car. I fucking went crazy. I
beat up a
fucking
car?
all kinds of shit. And so Uncle Dennis comes over, and I had this like artist. You've went there a couple times. I used to live for the local audience in a little town called Willow Springs, Illinois. Yep. There we go. Hey, say hi to those bozos over in Lamont. So Uncle Dennis comes walking in, and he's like we're saying, he's the old Polish South Side lawyer. He's a guy that's like just been there,
wait,
done that.
For
done
everyone
everything.
watching that hasn't been to Chicago, Polish is Italian here.
Sort of.
They're very, very, very similar.
It's a hell of a lot closer than Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You know? So Uncle Dennis walks into my house and goes, Dude, I had just been let out of the loony bin. My entire life is over. Everything's fucked. The whole thing. I've been arrested. Everything's crazy. And he walks in and he looks around like this. And I live in this like artist house with all paintings and shit everywhere and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, it was a
And
nightmare.
He walks in a
house.
suit with like a crooked tie, a lawyer, with a briefcase, literally.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk.
And he walks in and he says this. He walks in and he goes, all right, first of all, I want to know this. Has anybody ever walked into this house wearing a tie before? And dude, when you're in that like crazy moment of being so fucked up and
something
your whole
forces
life,
you to
your
laugh.
whole life fell apart.
Yeah.
And he comes in
And
with
then
that line and I'm like,
literally forces you to laugh. You're like,
Jesus
God damn
Christ.
it. Everyone else couldn't get it.
right. Yeah.
Got it.
He fucking nailed it, dude. Yeah. That's my Uncle Dennis. That's our legal correspondent once in a while.
Yeah, so he's the legal correspondent of Radioville.
Dude, he'll make you feel better no matter what.
Does a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only met him once in
He's
person.
one of those people, you know what it is, too? Is when I ask him.
I love that you love your Uncle Dennis like this.
Yeah, and he's not even.
is good.
He's not my blood relative. Either.
Doesn't matter.
But he's like the Micco family. All right, my name is Vinny Micco. Okay?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh
And,
my God. I'm doing the wrong show, guys.
a lot of the other. I showed up to the wrong
Jesus
place.
Christ, what?
Yeah. So a lot of the other people in my family are also named Micco, and the ones that are named Micco, we have a common thread where, like, going back, dude, 3 generations, older people in the family have commented on this. Is like, here's what the Micco family does: we attract really solid fucking people because we're not
A David
And
Box.
a David Box, or an Uncle Dennis, or
Yeah.
somebody that knows how to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
Can
mean?
Get
Like,
that going.
yeah.
And then you can help. But somebody needs to get it going.
We're the entertainment. That's what we're
But
like.
also, support.
Well, yeah. I mean, no,
Not you, but I'm saying your sisters probably.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Andrea.
we're like the entertainment and the color of the whole thing. You know what I mean? And then
Coordinator.
the David Box.
You're the promoter.
And then
Dude, you're the promoter.
there's another thing in my family that goes back generations and generations. Like so guys who don't know,
I do know this.
my sister's husband is named David Box. We only call him David Box. That's all we call
I don't.
him.
I call him Dave.
See, that's blasphemy. In our
It does
family,
feel dumb.
I've heard word from other family members that going back like 3 generations, and I remember these names. They're like, actually, the Micco women have always done this. I've been told this. They're like, you guys always call your husbands by both their names. And I'm like, oh, remember Uncle Mike Sebastian? Oh, shit, that's right, Mike Sebastian. I never heard him called Mike or Michael. It was only Mike Sebastian. We
Hey,
have a bunch of these.
Mikey!
Yeah, right.
No.
No.
It's Mike Sebastian.
Yeah, so there's I don't know. That's what we do. We have a guy that comes in from the outside.
Yeah.
and
he
takes
has to
care of
be.
stuff.
He has to
Like,
assimilate. Now, first of all,
and he enjoys it.
well,
Yeah, he likes it. They like it. David Box can tell you.
he endures it.
They like to be part of the thing. It's a fun thing.
No, it is. That is funny though. All right, where were we going? You know what we should get into? WEF. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, want to?
No, dude.
Should we come back for like a half-hour thing if we take a break or no?
I mean, we could try. Not try.
want-
I'm
if
saying.
you want to.
I'm saying we could try and get through that in a half hour.
Yeah.
But even if it isn't, who gives a shit?
I mean, we could do another like
Yeah, fuck it. Well,
5-minute
this-
break and come back for like
Yeah.
a quick one.
All right. Well, then I got to find something for break, and that's not going to be easy, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're on a show. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me,
and
Let's
how
talk
much.
about.
Let's talk about how much music has changed. Over the
Brah.
Isn't it funny to think about like how simple some hits used to be? Where it's like nowadays you hear fucking the shit that's taken off. It's crazy. On some level, it's sonically nuts. It's whatever. It's extreme. It's this and that. The stuff we used to have, like there would be
A lot of production.
There would be like,
now.
and if you want to call me baby, just go ahead now.
And if you want to buy me flowers,
But it was just a. It was just
Just
a.
go ahead now and dip, yeah.
It was all so simple. It was just the riff and the guitar and the drums over it. But very simple, you know. Now you got crazy shit going on. You can't take off with some simple ass shit anymore, right?
No,
Anyways,
I could.
abandon this thought. Goodbye. That took up 30 seconds. It was a trick.
Yep.
You thought it was a topic. It wasn't.
Big time tricks,
Yep.
boys and girls. There you go.
We're taking a quick break.
We're
and
gonna
we're
take
coming
a
right
quick
back.
Brock,
Yeah. A quack.
a
broke.
quack black, and we'll be back in a minute.
Doesn't make any
practice,
sense.
It'll be white black.
Swearing when you were a little kid?
I almost didn't have to. It was funny. I've talked about this before with people.
You were just such a natural.
Yeah, like all of us swore because we had like older brothers and sisters. So like Tony would teach me what swears actually meant and how to use them in context.
Yes.
And so
Yeah,
I
that
would
was
like
important
judge
because-
the other kids that would just be like, "You're a damn," and I'd be like, "Oh, Jesus
Yeah, right.
Christ, you fucking idiot." You
You're
know,
like, yeah, people be fucking running around calling each other like assy bitch.
you're an
heads
L,
and shit.
you're a
That's
hell
like-
damn. You're a damn hell
Yeah, right.
dumb idiot. And I'm like, no.
That's
no,
what he has
no,
to explain.
no,
You know, like these ones are verbs,
Yeah.
these are adjectives,
Yes.
these are nouns. You know.
And I
This is how they're
remember
used.
telling a group of kids like what fuck meant and how to use it. But here's the thing: is at the same time, I'm all fucking enlightened in their mind, but I didn't even know what fucking was because I was like 6, and so
Yeah.
I hadn't.
How old were you when you like? I'm trying to remember like when I actually understood what sex was.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know because I think you kind of think of what it is, but you then the first time
Yeah,
you
no.
like see
yeah.
a porn, you're like, whoa, for real?
Well,
Like, that's
so
what's
yeah, I
going on?
remember me and my buddy Chris Thomas. Now this, I won't say anything about it.
What?
He was one of those weird. He was super cool still, but as a little kid, he just like always wanted to whip his dick out. He was just like when we were like 5 and
yeah,
6. He was
yeah,
just
yeah.
one of those kids like, I want to put my wiener on the windows. Like, why? Why? What do you? What for?
Yeah, we had that. I went through a phase.
Yeah,
you know?
so I never did that. I was just like, what? But when in Rome, you know, I didn't want to be the weirdo.
Exactly. Yeah, you could be made to feel. That's the
I know,
hilarious
it's
thing about
like,
being a kid is you could
is this the
definitely
thing?
be made to feel like an outcast for anything.
Yeah, for not doing the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember us like talking about because both had a crush on this girl Joanna Parks, who was this Panamanian chick that had moved to rural Wisconsin.
Any relation to Mikey Parks?
No.
No. Okay.
No, and it's weird because both of them have Korean last names. So hey, what's up? What's going on
Yeah.
with that? But yeah, Joanna Parks, and then we would like talk about her like touching her boobs and like, you know, I don't like her butt and stuff like that. But and then we'd talk about.
But
like,
you didn't really know
pussy and-
why.
yeah, but we
or,
didn't know
like,
what that exactly
yeah.
what we were supposed to do with it. We knew it had
Yeah.
something to do with our, shit and then her shit, but we didn't really know exactly.
Yeah, you knew it was interesting.
Yeah, I knew I had a
you wanted to talk
fascination.
about it incessantly. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you
and
didn't
think
really.
about it.
What were you actually picturing at the time? It's like, yeah, you just had some made up idea in your head of like whatever you
Yeah.
guessed that it was. Yeah, which is just far from the truth. you know?
Way far. And I remember also people comparing it to a peach. I remember us all calling it like referring to it as a peach in class. You know what I mean? So that it was
What,
like a
a
code word.
vagina?
A vagina, yeah. A peach.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Dude, we called them canned herrings.
yes.
When I was
Yeah, when I was
like
a boy,
7 or
we
8.
would call them
Yeah.
pickled herring.
Right.
Oh, I'd like to get into that lady's can of pickled herring, wouldn't you? Like, oh, I sure would. I sure would put my Dijon mustard on her pickled herring.
Exactly. That was how we were. That
Yeah.
was it was,
It was a
we'd been
different
watching
time.
the Newsies and shit and yeah.
Yeah. But then I remember my brother Tony wakes me up when I was like 7, maybe. I was probably about 7, and maybe I was 8-ish. Well, no, probably 7. Anyways, he's waking me up.
Like, today's the day.
I might have told this story, but he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? It's your birthday." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it is my birthday." And he gives me this magazine. He's like, "I got you something." And he gave me like a book of Lifesavers candies, like where you like opened it up and it was all the different packs of like butterscotch and
assorted fruit and whatever on both sides. It was like
I don't
not
think
a book.
I ever had one of those.
Yeah, it was just like a binder kind of thing with like little slots in it for the packs. So he gave me one of those. Yeah, it was badass actually. I loved that.
That's cool.
But then he gave me this car magazine, and I was like,
Oh, when they always had the fucking ladies in there.
no. I was like, Tony, you know I
I
don't
see,
like
okay.
cars. But it was. Then he goes, well, open it, and I opened it, and it was a fucking Penthouse.
That ain't no car magazine, but I bet it got your engine revving, didn't it, pal? Hey.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was just like straight up, wide open. The
What was
world was wide open. And also everything in that magazine was wide open.
Well,
it was like,
right.
It was weird
Yeah,
because that's not what you're picturing. You know what I mean?
No, and also it was like just terrifying. Like,
it was
the first
kind of,
time
but it
you
was
you're just like,
fascinating, and I was enthralled
Yeah,
with it
it's like,
literally from
what
that
is
minute
that?
on.
Yeah,
it
like-
was just. I was always girl crazy though. My whole fucking, like I had crushes on TV characters since I was like could not even talk. Like
Yeah, I
would
know,
just-
but that's
you know what I
different
mean?
than like
Yeah,
looking down the nose of
Yeah.
the main event for the first time, and you're just like,
looking across the cage at the opponent.
yeah, like that's what we're also nuts about. I guess. All right.
Yeah, wow, that looks like a something that crawled out of the sea.
Right.
What is
yeah.
this?
We had I think we had a kid. There was always like a kid that could like steal porn from his uncle or some shit,
that
And
boy
so
is a
we
popular
had we had the community like chest of porn was kept at the church, right? And it was like all like a bunch of like individual torn out pages like that had been like folded up a million times and like stuff, and we kept it in this like little space of the shed behind the church, kind of like in in the crack of some wood or whatever. And and everybody would. I don't think anybody was even old enough to masturbate.
No,
or
nobody
anything
was
like that.
jerking off to that. It was just like, oh my god.
No,
look.
you would just go over there, and then also it would be like when you could show somebody that you like, dude, you know what I know about? Like, let me show you this shit, and then you seem really cool,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we would keep it hidden. I
Yeah,
think
you were the
that-
bad kids. That's really all
Yeah,
it was. There was like an
basically.
element of danger involved in the whole thing. Now, little did we know that the danger was actually subconscious in our mind, that we one day would know that this could potentially ruin our fucking lives, that these these obsessions.
What, like just
Women.
responsible, like
No,
yeah,
women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah.
we didn't know why the sense of danger was there, but it was actually because ladies.
Here, isn't this great? This thing will make you cry.
Yeah. Yeah. This thing will make you break your walls.
Take a nice big chunk out of your soul and just fucking just leave you withered, a shell of who you once were.
I love
yeah,
it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Doesn't that get you off?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm trying to think too, like, but then, well, my original question, like, how old were you when you really understood though, like what it was, what it looked like? I want to say even back then, like, I can't imagine what's going on now. But I want to say I probably saw like a porn tape when I was maybe like 10 or 11.
Yeah, that's around when.
Something.
I mean, I was in a boys' home at 11, so by then I pretty much had gotten the rundown by the older kids in my life. You know what I mean? I kind of was explained to it.
So what is it now? Do you fucking watching porn when you're 3 now? Like,
Yeah, and
right?
it's just
like,
it's fisting. It's who the fuck knows what these kids are seeing right off the bat? They're just like, oh, this is what sex is. It's like, not really.
yeah.
But
No, in fact, yeah, you're gonna
yeah, I actually. So
wish you'd set your expectations a little lower,
yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Bumble's not going to provide that, although maybe. Hi, David Box. Also, Critchell says he's probably, or no, that's why Vinny can never go back to Burr Ridge. And I don't know what that means. But
I have no idea.
Good.
None of us have any
Sounds
idea
stupid, though.
because
well, at least he didn't call in and say it.
right. Yeah. Not yet, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, phone lines are open.
Yeah.
Not on this.
Look how crazy this show is. I still have my jacket on.
I know, you're freezing, dude.
This is fucking nuts. Actually, yeah, let's get that going.
Yeah, let's just do a quick state of emergency, really.
Yeah, go
For
ahead.
a third hour, dude.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
you? Real
yeah,
quick?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Guys, this is bad. Here we go.
It is pretty fucking
Vinny has
bad,
forgotten
guys.
to remove his coat.
It's
after
insane.
Being outside. Holy shit.
Oh God. Yeah. Fucking get him! Shoot him!
These are very delicate gunshots.
They really are. That's a pea shooter, bro.
Well, okay, guys.
Well.
Sure what happened there, but all right.
Look, the gun couldn't keep up with the emergency.
Guys,
That's all it was.
And the real emergency is that we're seeing constellations in the sky.
That is true.
Tom pointed
We
out.
see a constellation every day, sir.
There's one right there, ain't it?
There's one in front of me right now. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
It's the shape of a dog in the sky, my lord.
It's 4 or 5 stars right there in the shape of a square.
Yeah, guys.
It's gotta be a dog.
So what happened is,
No, this is serious, guys.
we went outside, and
Get it together.
Orion was clearly visible,
Clearly
and
visible.
Tom's not happy.
I'm not fucking dude. Look, I've never seen it.
I think
I've
see
seen
sometimes.
it.
Orion is the one that you see.
Not the full thing though. You see the belt. You don't see all the fucking
You don't see the
dick.
Yeah, like we just saw Orion's dick, and we're pretty pissed off. Like it's fucking.
That's the thing.
It's obscene.
It's
Really,
not.
it's-
Look,
yeah.
this is clearly not family fun. It's not wholesome American content.
Not at all.
Yeah. So my point is, I shouldn't have to walk out onto a porch
Yeah.
and be subjected.
Look
to that,
up
is
and
all I'm
see-
saying. Yeah, and be subjected to that type of I don't know.
Now,
Sexual rhetoric.
call me old fashioned. Call me patriotic.
I have
you know?
before.
Call me overly American. But I believe that a man should be able to step out on his porch and not be confronted with a giant gaseous penis in the sky.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at in
Then
American.
that is where we're
in
at.
American culture today. Let me take off my jacket, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus will let you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could take your jacket off, is through Jesus.
And Lord willing, the sleeves don't stick.
That didn't happen.
Yeah. So listen, guys.
That was a bad takeoff.
Call me old fashioned, but I just think that like when you go outside and there's a giant naked man in the sky, it's communist. And it's fucked up in a way that North Korea can only
It's authoritarian.
Yeah. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna write to the mayor.
Are we?
We should
Nice,
actually.
we have to.
Right now, live on the air. We should send an email to the mayor of this town that we're offended by the constellations.
There is zero chance I'm doing that.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good idea though. Either way.
Zero chance. I don't think Orion's thingy is a part of the constellation, Connie says. Well, Connie,
That's because you're naive.
maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say naivety is a nice, opiate.
Yeah. Not there's an old saying.
Is it? What is it?
Naivety is the astrologist's comforting bedfellow. You know that saying?
I've heard it. Yeah. 100
Yeah.
million. I mean,
So-
that's one of those sayings that you hear in childhood.
Yeah, or in China.
In China.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually said 当头不到
Yeah.
报多到其中从头不到八到啊
It's
报
an ancient
And-
Confucian.
But that is what it means, though. Is
Right.
what you said.
yeah, Taoist even. Probably what it is.
Oh, wait, Connie says I'm actually friends with our mayor. LOL. Is she?
My grandma was
Is
friends
this
with
Barry
the mayor.
Soetoro shit?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, dude, this is what it's like.
You're
Yeah.
friends with the mayor now?
My grandma was friends
You're
with
friends with the mayor?
My grandma used to brag so much that she would have lunch with the mayor.
Ooh.
Again, for the local audience, my hometown of Downers Grove, Illinois. Right? Why is that so quiet now?
Because that's all the way down. Okay. No.
Yeah. Say hi to all those bozos over in Hinsdale.
Ew.
So my grandma used to brag. She was
Very braggadocious.
friends with the mayor. His name was Brian Krajewski.
Ew.
And I know. Yeah. And
Krajewski.
it's the most
That's a horrible last name.
the most obviously corrupt name in political history.
I don't know.
But he
that's
mean, just
anything I heard that
think of how-
Brian Krajewski did, I would believe.
let's break it down.
Okay.
So Jew in the middle. Okay. First
That's
of all.
fine. It's just none of it goes together, and so it sounds
Krusky.
no
ugly sound.
cruh. First of all, that's really the crux of all of it.
Yeah.
That's where it all lays.
Is the cruh.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't start out a name with cruh.
You don't start.
You really
a name.
don't.
You don't.
What first name? Because first names is shit that we've, that we pick, that have filtered down because people, actively name their offspring this. What first name starts with ka? Kajewski? You know what I mean? Like that first syllable.
There is.
What
none.
is it?
It's
What is it?
Gross. It's fucking
Yeah.
objectionable. Cruh.
Kaj-
And the middle is Jew, and the last is ski. Okay. And so I mean,
It's obviously a Polish Jew name, but
it's Polish, Jewish, Russian, all together. And this is a bad.
But I think it's the kruh, really. I think I'm onto something there. But anyways, but so your grandma used to brag.
She used to brag like she was a big time hotshot around town because she would have lunch with
Brian Krajewski.
Krajewski, the mayor.
The mayor of...
Yeah, and she would. So she also had. So my grandma was like a socialite back in the.
Wait, what? The radical left?
Yeah, she was them back in the day.
Oh, my God.
She was friends, as she would say, with Lucille Ball. Now, here's something.
I was once friends with Lucille Ball Gag. And she was nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that drag queen in Logan Square. Yeah. Lucille
Ball Gag.
Lucille Ball Gag. Everybody knows that guy. Yeah. So my grandma was like, she had a picture with her and Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Where they had been at like a fundraising event, and my grandma had done something there, and
I feel like this whole world is collapsing on me right now. I just found out fucking Obama is friends with Bush as kids. Now I find out your grandma
Now look at me.
is rubbing elbows with fucking Lucille Ball. What is happening right now?
Now look at me. I'm on the internet talking to you on a screen, and my grandmother met Lucille Ball. Imagine that Illuminati connection. It's staggering.
It's insane.
Yeah. So my grandma had this picture with her and Lucille Ball, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, my pal, like we were friends."
Yeah.
Like she always, when we were kids, would be like,
Really? Oh, it was like a promotion. Like you just go meet and greet kind of a thing. Like everyone just gets a picture.
"We don't know."
You know what? That's what it was.
It's been widely
It
speculated.
was Crystalia.
It's been widely
After a show, yeah.
It's been widely speculated that they may have had a brief 30-second encounter.
Yeah.
But she had this picture on until
Oh,
she
my friend Lucille was.
until she died. She had this picture on her
That's pretty fucking
bureau
funny.
in her living room, and
That's
she would
pretty
always be
hilarious.
like, "Oh yeah, me and Lucille Ball, we were friends. Yeah, she was my, well, she liked me because I was, honestly, she was not that much different than me or you." My grandma was a funny gal who was like, dude, imagine.
Now you
that-
just said gal,
yeah.
which is very different than me and you.
Yeah, well, back then, especially.
Yes,
When
that's what I'm saying.
Men and women were separate,
very
separate
separate.
genders. Do you remember back in the old days?
6 years ago.
Yeah. So my grandma she grew up in the fucking.
Now Connie says, "I want to see that picture, Vinny."
Somebody who has
You have it? Yeah, who has that?
Actually,
somebody's got to. What if you guys, your grandma dies, and then you guys throw the Lucille Ball picture out?
Fuck this. Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't. It's got to be with somebody.
Is it signed? No, somebody has it.
Yeah.
Actually, my sisters are in the chat. They might know.
No, they left years
So,
ago.
Anyways, she was from. Imagine this life, and I've wanted to talk about this for a while. Actually, I propose this to you as a topic, but since we have nothing else going on, I'll do this to you
go
right
ahead.
now. Check this out. All right. So my grandma was born in the UP, and I'm gonna say around 100 years.
That is the United Peninsula.
around 100
Everyone.
years ago now. Isn't that crazy? My grandma was born 100 years ago. That's
yeah.
that's how old we are. All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
so
dude. Are you kidding me? My
So-
dad was almost born 100 fucking years ago.
yeah, yeah. Luckily, he
20 more years. He's 100.
He was almost born 100 years ago. He sidestepped that one.
He did.
and then
He got away.
He was born a little later.
He's a sneaky Indian.
Yeah, he's a very sneaky Apache.
He really is.
Yeah,
Moccasins and everything, dude.
So she's born in the UP and grew up in the Depression. And her childhood stories that she used to tell us, dude, were fucking crazy. Like,
Of course.
they had like 12 kids to start, and like all of them died. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, I know.
Dude, but that's what it was like.
That's exact. Remember talking to my dad? It was like, wow, no, she didn't survive. Oh, no, he
Right.
didn't survive. It's like, survive what? Mm-hmm. What are you guys surviving? Just
like
living.
diphtheria.
Just
fucking-
everything. Just accidentally stepping on a rusty thing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh no, lose your leg. Oh, that got gangrene. Oh, it went up to your fucking heart.
Like, I got
And-
lost on the way home from school and got eaten by a bear, you know, or something like that.
That's another one. You
That's
had man versus nature.
Yeah.
But you had man versus. Okay, so what are the three? Man versus man versus nature, man versus environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you have a fourth one, man versus rusty metal.
That is,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because a lot of people fucking died back then from just not having anything to do.
Well, you had man versus laudanum,
Yes.
you know, you man versus morphine.
You definitely had man versus
yeah.
prostitute.
Sure.
My God, those ones got
Easy battle. to
very
win.
ugly though.
Usually the man wins.
Oh no, always because the other one are so downtrodden and also tired from fucking so many. Also, let's just be honest.
Smaller bone structure.
Let's just be honest. Back then, the 14.
Yeah. So my
We're not
grandma-
condoning this. Go on.
So, anyways, I always thought about this. She was from this like destitute,
North Africa.
destitute fucking like area of the UP where it was coal mines was the only work, you know, and these people were tough, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like
You have to be.
farming and coal mines and this and that. And she came to Chicago and wanted to be live a different modern lifestyle, you know? And so I don't know if I should talk about this, but I really should actually. So what ended up happening is,
Oh yeah. This.
yeah, this is pretty crazy, guys.
Yeah. Do you
So-
want to though?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I mean, so my grandma ended up getting knocked up by a WGN producer. I cannot for the life of me remember the guy's name.
Brian
I could find it out, but
Kajewski.
so here's what happens.
Sorry.
He pays her off and tells her to keep her mouth shut, pays her off, and she ends up meeting my grandfather, who is a saxophone player, who was a jazz musician from Pennsylvania, who came to Chicago for, again, you know, people were coming to big cities at that time in the 30s for a better life.
Of
you know?
course.
And, or 40s even, you know, I'm not sure. But so anyways, she had been knocked up by this like hotshot local TV producer, right? Because she had entered that socialite world.
Yes.
And had a child that she ended up raising with my grandfather and stuff.
Yes.
Now she had gone from this. Think about this: you're on a destitute fucking Michigan farm.
Yeah.
in
You
the
have no
Depression,
real
growing up, and now all of a sudden you're in the big city lights with
Yeah, like
jazz
at the
musicians
beginning,
and,
you have
like,
no real like sense of that you can get anywhere else. This is just where you're at.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you actually do it.
yeah.
And now you're
now
That's
she was-
insane though.
So
Just doing that. Period.
what always trips me out about her though is like, all right, my grandpa died when I was 4 years old. I think it was 1988, right? So imagine now you kind of like put this all on a scale, you know, and you weigh it out and you go, okay, so she's from this environment. She comes here. She becomes a socialite that immediately is knocked up by like a fucking TV producer, paid off to keep quiet, meets a jazz musician, starts a life and a family that becomes us,
And now we have Vinny.
Right? Yeah,
Basically.
And, yeah. And
Yeah,
so
dude, that makes so much fucking sense.
yeah, right.
That does.
So
That makes so much fucking sense, though.
it does.
It
right?
does. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
So
That's insane.
then so they live their whole lives. They move out to the suburbs, and they have their family, and they raise my dad and his sister, and blah blah blah. So well, the one big part of the story is
I found
that
a picture of Nana and Lucy, by the way.
You did?
Yeah.
You got it?
Katie has it.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! Put it up. Yeah.
No, she says, "What do I have, Moontooth?" And then she says, "The picture of Nana and Lucy."
Nana, we called her.
Nanny.
No, we called her
Nina.
Nana. Now,
How does go on?
the you're supposed to say like Nana in Italian
I go
or whatever, but
Yeah.
so anyways, so
true. Go on.
So yeah, so her son that she had with the TV producer ended up committing suicide.
Oh yeah, that's
This was my dad's and his sister's brother, obviously. Once he found out, here's the fucked up thing: he went to try to join the military, and
who did?
his name is Paul.
So is okay. This is the brother.
This is
This is
who
the-
she got knocked up with. This is her son when
Yes.
she is the WGN producer, and
And this
so,
is also your dad's mom.
yeah.
Okay.
So about 1962, he was 18 and he wanted to join the military and found out they had never told him that he wasn't my grandfather's kid. So he had grown up thinking
that it was his dad.
that it was his dad.
But it wasn't.
And when he went to join the
The
military,
producer
he
was.
found out that his
Oh,
name-
dude, that's
his-
got to be fucking rough.
his
though.
name and his social security number and everything was fake. And so
Yeah, that's insane.
so he found out all of this stuff about it. Had recently been through a traumatic concussion in a football game. Also,
Ooh,
so he had,
not
so
good.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Right now he jumps.
That shit'll fuck your brain up.
He jumps off the top floor of an I forget which building. I think what's John Hancock. Maybe?
Like in Chicago?
Yeah. One
Is there an article? If he jumped
there was
off,
a recruitment office in one of the buildings downtown. So
dude,
he-
I bet you. Have you ever seen articles about that? Because if
You know
it's
what's
in any
weird?
skyscraper in Chicago, there's 100%.
yeah, there 100% is. What's
Yes.
weird is I actually never have.
Yeah, you should,
Yeah.
because that's pretty weird.
Yeah. So, well, what happens is he goes to a recruitment office trying to join the military, and they won't let him because none of his information matches up. And he ends up piecing it together and going like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he, 18 years old, jumped off the fucking top floor of an like a inside atrium into the lobby and killed himself. And
But the
Yeah.
thing is, your family was never the same, and that's
Not
the
really.
point.
Yeah.
Because that shit does the ripples from a suicide
it's
are
crazy.
unlike any other ripples I've ever heard. Look, we talk a lot about like the whole like the network thing. You know what I mean? Like what happens when people are fucked with when they're kids and all kinds of trauma. That one is uniquely. It's a very odd. The ripples
so-
never stop. It seems like.
So let me get to the point.
Yeah,
really,
go on.
Is that
Sorry.
So what trips me out about my grandma is like that's her life. Like
Mm-hmm.
she came from destitution. Like her stories from childhood were fucking dude. It's old world stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like these.
Oh, same
old,
with my grandma's.
Old farming stories and shit.
Yeah.
And like so she came from that to be like a semi-wealthy Chicago socialite. Hobnobbing and elbow rubbing with
Lucille
Ball and married to a jazz musician who was the conductor of the Pump Room, which was the biggest jazz club in Chicago at the time. I mean, this was not
It's not trivial.
yeah, not trivial shit. And then the kid she had with a producer who paid her off to stay silent killed himself, and she spent the rest of her life raising the other kids all fucked up.
But okay, so now
And
how did that affect that?
So then think about this. Then I just think
I
about
am.
because I just think about her life, right? And I try to look at it from her perspective because in my family, it was always like, look at this mean old lady.
Oh, was she though?
Yeah, she was very mean.
Well, then.
she was very funny though. She was very dude. She the same way that I will look at a guy and just be like, This fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Dude,
for
that,
no reason.
that comes from her. She was like that, and she was very funny, and she was very mean, and but we always looked at her as like, look at this fucking mean old lady. But then when you really
But that's funny, though.
dude, when you break down her life, you're like, holy fuck, yeah, why would you not be a mean fuck?
Oh, you have to be.
And like, so then her husband dies in 1988, right? At 70
Yes.
years old, which was a respectable
That's
age
a good
at
age.
the time.
Yeah.
Not anymore so much, but yeah, at the time that was an
True.
old man, and she lived until she was 96. She lived until a couple years ago. And she lived from the year 1988 that her partner in life for her whole thing expired, and she lived from that time until like 2019 or 20. And like,
It's too long.
what trips
And
me,
I don't want to
dude,
say that about your grandma, but
what trips me out is imagine
I don't want to. Yeah.
dude, imagine living from like, how old was she? Jesus Christ, she had to be born something like 1925, something like that. And
Yeah,
so
that makes
like, imagine living that entire
No,
life,
dude, no.
and then
No.
being from 1988 until fucking.
I don't want to imagine
until
that.
Jake Paul. Like,
Exactly.
well, like,
Dude,
what-
I've asked my mom this before. I'm like, and my mom was only born in,
but
like
without
1950 or some shit like that.
yeah.
But I've asked her that. I've literally asked her that, like, because I never like to break the fourth wall when I'm talking to my parents. You know what I mean? There's always that
What do you mean by that?
overlying thing, like, fuck, you're gonna die soon.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And I never want to be, but I do want to.
you call that breaking the fourth?
Yeah, because I want, because hold on. Hear me out, motherfucker. Hear me out, bitch. So, because I always want to be like, hey, are you good with this? Like, I know you're going, they're going through this.
Are you cool?
I'm not.
Are you cool that you're dying right
Yeah,
now?
like, you're right at the end. You know what I mean? And I want them to be able to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to talk to somebody about that. You're at your fucking end, dude.
Yeah, you should.
You know it, but I don't know how to breach that. You know what I mean? And
I've
so
been talking to
and that's what I call breaking the fourth wall. By the way,
who we were talking about earlier, my uncle Dennis. I've talked to him about stuff like that lately.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
You
heavy.
almost have to.
It's pretty
Because
heavy, man.
that's what I was gonna say. I
because
brought it up.
He told me.
It's very heavy, dude.
So he's been trying to help me, which is like whatever.
it seems revert. Like
It's
I
pathetic,
get you. Yeah.
It's but he's been trying to help me lately and help me figure out my situation. And we were over at his house. Me and my friend Paul, we were having dinner, and Aunt Pandy, his wife, cooked a whole big dinner and everything. And they're getting up in years, man. In their mid 70s and stuff like that. And he was like, "Hey," he looked at me at one point and goes, "Do you think I'm not scared?" And he
You're like, "I know you
He
are."
literally said to me, he goes, "We're at the end.
Yeah.
I'm scared every fucking day.
It's fucked up. That's
he
what
said
I'm
to me.
saying.
Yeah, and he's like, all I have is my faith. All I
Dude,
have is my,
imagine we're scared. We say this all the time. Oh, impending doom. Oh, the life that never stops. March, whatever. Imagine when you're there, though. Like, you're there.
You're there.
There's no fucking... Now, maybe, hold on, maybe, though, in our lifetime, there are technologies that are about to start prolonging things for a long time. They've been here for a long time. Whether or not they'll actually be able to be, used by anyone, that's a different thing. But so maybe in one way we get to escape it for a point, for a bit. But the sentiment is still the same.
Maybe.
But the fact still remains. They're at their end.
Yeah.
And we all know it, and they know it, and that's what I'm saying is like, I don't know how to. I mean, I do breach the subject sometimes, but what was it? I was at. Oh, you were. I asked my mom this thing. You were saying something about your grandma, and I asked. This is the thing. This is what we were originally at.
All right.
Off of your. Yeah, but what was it though? That's my question.
Oh shit! I thought you were telling me. No.
I was gonna tell you,
don't
but then
know.
we deviated like 17 times.
But there is this thing, dude, of like
Fuck. No, it was a good thing though.
Remember last episode when
You
I
met
talked,
my mom.
when I talked about your mom's awesome.
But she's very real when I do breach that shit. She's very like, yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, it's you know what I mean? It's very.
Don't
but
you
and
find
then
it-
I have to think about it like, what the fuck? Like, you seem okay with this. I don't. I'm not that good with it.
remember when I was in therapy?
Yes,
that
for those 3
that
weeks.
therapist I had that I would talk about. I would.
You
say-
guys all remember?
I would say to him, you know, a lot of the hang up of my life is this preoccupation with the inevitable demise, you know, and it's very fucking distracting, and it's like very debilitating
And
he-
all-consuming.
Here's what he would say.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Here's what he would say. He would go, well, you know, Vinny, and this is a perfect impression of him.
Okay.
He would go, well, you know,
He's got
Vinny,
mittens on.
you know, we're of the nature to decay. We're of the nature to end. And I would go, that doesn't fucking help me. Dude.
Yeah, no.
like, yeah, that's the problem. Like,
Yeah, that.
yeah, right.
But then what now?
Yeah, what do you? I'm trying to get like a code to get around that. Like, what do you like?
But no, okay, but I think we were getting onto something though. What do we do? Because I see you concerned, I see me concerned, or I feel me concerned.
We don't want to get old. It
Well, we're
sucks.
doing it though.
I know.
We're doing it now.
It's the worst.
It's not the worst though, is it? Because here's the
It is.
thing. But I
Did
don't
you
think
ever
it
look
is,
at a guy
dude.
who's like fucking 70 and you just go like, there's no way to look
But you're
good.
saying
like,
okay. You're thinking of it as how are we gonna look? That yes, if I think of it that way, fucked. I've never looked better, or no, I'll never look better than I look today. And that's just a fact. And that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Because I used to look so much better. You know what I mean?
Dude,
But that's fine. Hold on.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about it in a way where like there is that it sucks to get older, but it also fucking rules because you know so much more shit. Like wisdom, I didn't understand that when I was young. I had knowledge. I had a shitload of. I knew. At least I thought I knew everything. You know what I mean? But now that really has been somewhat tempered by wisdom. Like you've actually been through a ton of shit. You know what I mean? And that part of it, you can't have that if you're young. It's impossible.
I'm so good at trivia now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Dude, for real.
But do you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
Like you can't, the life experiences that we're talking about, that people are even tuning in here to listen to, can't happen if you're 22. Yes, you could do a backflip. And I fucking do a backflip tomorrow, son. And I'm gonna post it on Radioville. You sons of bitch, because they don't think I could do.
And
a
also, I
backflip.
have not aged a day since 22.
Yeah.
And
And
I do
also, I'm
everything.
not gonna break my neck.
I can do everything exactly the same.
Man dies in terrible backflip accident.
Terrible talk show hubris catastrophe.
Old man dies.
Old man dies in teenage incident.
It actually says it. That's a fucking headline.
And it's written by a 19-year-old. You're like, fuck.
Old man tests old man strength in teen activity and dies.
Yeah. Old man dispels myth of old man strength
By dying in teen activity.
by dying from 2 push-ups.
No, I'm doing a backflip.
Yeah, all right. Well.
Anyways, I'm going to die, guys.
Yep.
It's fine. That's that. That's it.
Yeah, it's worth money, though.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. Funerals are expensive. You need to.
Connie, you're going to have to fucking pay for me when I die. You know that. It's going to be before you.
Huh?
I'm talking to Connie right
Oh,
now.
Connie? Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to die before you, and so you're going to have to pay for my funeral.
That's
just what happens.
That's like an awkward thing in my life, too. is
Yeah, your sisters are just waiting.
I go.
Like, oh, this
like,
is gonna
yeah,
suck.
dude. I'm sorry, but I'm definitely probably fucking out of here before you guys.
And also, you know
But-
he is sorry, but you
Yeah,
also
I'm
know
sorry,
he's
but-
not.
Well, but like it's just
He's
how it
not.
is, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he'll
like-
say.
I mean,
It's just how it's gonna go. You know, how about this?
do you know what it actually is?
No. How about this? Shape up or ship out.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to ship
You
out?
just got hit.
Am I gonna have to ship out to the barber? He goes, I just got hit by some radio
Just gotta hit some
truth.
fucking-
shit.
yeah,
Tom, run that shit back.
Shape up or ship out.
God damn. I'm gonna be like Jack London, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like that guy did.
That's where you die, Alaska.
yeah. Fighting. I'm
Fighting
running,
your own dog
I'm,
over
run,
a
I'm running a grizzly bear versus shark.
yeah,
like,
just fucking
fighting
trying to
ring.
get some footage.
Like the worst part, the hardest part is getting the grizzly bears in the water. but once
you gotta
they're
have
in,
a lot of chum, a lot of salmon.
Yeah.
They get in there, and now the sharks attack.
and once they're in, nature takes its course.
Oh,
where
God,
it's
yeah,
like
it does.
it's fucking like a symphony.
The
but-
fucking the bears have floaties on though,
yeah,
so they can't go down.
they can't. That's what that's like.
Fucking sharks just eating them.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Shark wins.
Well, here's the thing I always did wonder back in the day.
Hey, you want to just sit on here until like 1 a.m?
Sure.
All right, but now that we're just like talking, let's go to some comments.
Okay, but a
Give me
thing
some
I-
comments,
Yeah,
music.
we'll get some comments going. I also though, I did always wonder.
Yeah, yeah, that's the comments. That's the music though, there.
I did always wonder, like, if a bear is fishing for fucking salmon
Yeah,
in a river and a shark swims up the river, who's winning? That like, could a bear just grab a shark
salmon.
and just slam its head in the ground? Like,
I mean,
you know?
the shark's at a way disadvantage. It only can attack this way.
yeah,
It's not. Its
gotta
flippers
be-
are useless. Its body's useless. I mean, its body is strewn with muscle.
for a like
But a grizzly's got everything. It's
for a-
fucking gonna box him. It's gonna fucking bite him. It's gonna claw him. It's gonna fuck him up. Bad.
for a ferocious predator.
Yeah,
like,
sharks are really pretty.
they're made of like
The one note.
tissue paper.
They're one note.
They're like fucking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're really not.
I don't
made
know.
of-
The skin is thick as fuck, though. You ever like
I have gone into the ocean, and
and
no, I had a glass cutter. You ever seen one of
No,
those?
I was gonna say, have you ever got shark at a restaurant?
I've gotten.
But that's not obviously that's not like a fucking 15-foot great white.
I've gotten sharked at,
Yeah, yeah.
at a restaurant. You know what that is? A guy, you're eating your cheese fries,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sitting there at the booth, and you're just perfectly fine after the bar. You're just eating your cheese fries,
Sure.
minding your own business, and a guy fucking runs by and just mouth grabs. just
Yeah, he gets it,
and he
dude.
fucking runs out
He
the door.
gets it.
That's called getting sharked.
That's have you been sharked?
I've been sharked.
I've never been
a
sharked.
few times. One time, 2005. Missouri.
2005.
Yeah, yeah.
Vinny Micco.
Columbus, Missouri. I'm sitting there minding my own business at a Perkins, and
At least it wasn't St. Louis.
I had a pile of cheese fries the size of Kansas City. And
Kansas City.
who would appear at the door? A local sharker. Now, I didn't fucking recognize him as such off the bat, but he was.
But there
there.
are telltale signs, though.
He was there to do a sharking.
Yeah. You
And-
do know that. You just didn't know you were the mark.
I didn't know I was the mark. I tried to play it cool. I tried to eat fast. All of a sudden, chomp.
Yep. One chomp.
He runs by.
A real sharker can get so much in one chomp.
Yeah. That guy actually later, he died, and they had
Later that night,
Yeah, later that night he died
when Vinny killed him.
from me killing him. and he was photographed with a bunch of like marine biologists in his jaw. His jaw extended like
Vinny
6
was a hero that day.
Yeah, I mean,
actually,
it was a scientific anomaly. His jaw extended like 6 feet.
and it was almost all made up of marine biologists.
Mm-hmm.
It was. All right, this is the comment music.
Let's do it. Comments.
Yeah, there they are up there and over here. Oh, no. I'm going before you. Oh, that's about me saying that I was going to die before Connie. Haunted says, didn't utilize his old man string. I don't know what that means. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
That was pretty hot, dude. We have a lot of hot comments in here. You know what I mean?
These are some spicy.
It's getting spicy
Hey,
in
wait.
here now.
Radioville After Hours, guys.
It really is, dude.
Let's read some hot comments here.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. All from our siblings. We're like, oh, shit.
Hot comments.
All right, I'll read one.
Radioville.
Here's how we get around it.
Comments.
I'll read a hot comment from your sister.
All right,
Ready?
turn that music off. That's not hot comment.
You're right.
Music at all. That's salute.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
there you go. There we go. Oh
Yeah,
my
turn this
God. Yeah.
All right, so here's how we do it.
It's why is the sound guy, guys?
It's hot comments. I'll read comments from your siblings. You read comments from my siblings. That's how we get around
Yeah.
it, right? All right,
Oh.
here we go. All right, here's a really fucking sexy comment. Here we go.
What's up? Spicy.
This coming in from Connie. All right, here we go. I love seeing you guys losing your minds over this. Oh, shit.
All
That's
right.
sexy. All right.
Here's one from Caden San. And this one goes a little something like this. What do I have, Moontooth?
Dude, why are you guys fucking being...
I know.
They're being
We're
so...
being fucking suggestive.
They're so sexy at us.
Dude,
right now.
what
Like,
the fuck, man?
What the hell is this?
You guys
All right,
are...
let's
Yeah.
find- Hold on.
Grab
hold on,
another
hold on.
one, man.
All right,
This
let's
is...
see.
We need to bring to light.
Oh, Haunted728
Yeah.
says, those are some awesome titties.
Well, that's an actual...
Shit, dude.
That's an actual fucking...
This has degenerated into
This has gone...
It's a sex chat.
That's what it is. It's... And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't like it.
I don't either. I don't appreciate the way that you guys have degenerated our show into a hardcore porn operation.
Yeah, this is questionable. Unless... Okay, wait. If one of you has some lineage with Obama, then fine. I get it. Because now our show has become... Our show's chat has become a way to lure pedophiles.
Yeah.
Into signal chats or
This
some
is what the
shit.
whole thing has been. Guys, by the way, are any of you pedophiles?
Yeah.
Put that in
That's
the
a
chat.
That's a good point.
Yeah, put that in
Yeah,
the chat.
if any of you
you're a
are in
pedophile.
fact pedophiles, go ahead and put it in the chat. We
Yeah.
want to know because we want to talk to you.
We're not going to judge you.
No.
not-
We have a couple questions that we have for you. That's all.
That's
it.
it.
Really is. Dude, they're pretty innocuous, too, to be honest.
Who? The pedophiles? Or the sex chatters who have taken over our show? Look at this. Let's see.
Go on.
What was that one I just saw? Wait, I'm not getting them. Hold on. Vinny got sharked. I never saw that coming. That's what kind of says. But hold on, go
Here,
down.
pick one. Whoa.
Are those the new or the old?
These are the new, son.
Are you titillated? Someone says this is over the line. Sex is
That's
taking.
Haunted 728.
Sex is taking over the show.
And I am fucking... Yeah, we can't have this.
This is bad.
Listen.
Let's do something.
Listen, wait. Check
Let's-
this one
let's
out.
do
This
a
is
ritual-
Caden San again.
What did she say?
It says... Buh.
No! That's a human body part! No!
That's the thing. And that's obviously the
Wait, do
only
the-
way to read it.
Let's do the thing.
Yeah. No, that's... Look, you have a good point.
Yeah.
There's only one way to combat.
There's only one way to combat this. Let me do a vibe check.
All right.
And where most of you won't pass because you're too sexy in the chat.
I know, it's insane.
this
We're
is
going to do
bad.
first, we're going to do a vibe check, you fucking
Okay.
pieces of shit.
Hold on. No, talk about boobs. Y'all are some rubes. Some bad dudes in the chat. We don't really like that. we
Keep
don't
your
want to
set
see.
to yourself.
Yeah. put it on the shelf. And nobody wants to hear about your boobs. Nobody wants to hear about your ass.
If you judge Million, we gonna do all that shit on live.
Yeah, we're live here. Talk about no sex.
Yeah.
No sex. Go down to Tex.
Now here's the
Arcana.
thing: is what we need to do though is this. This is what we. Is this not the one we needed though?
Get your tits
Out.
and your
Not
asses.
you guys, but
Whoever
yeah.
would potentially invade our chat with sex, we want it gone. We want it fucking gone, and
You're
we want
gone.
It, we want it gone today. Okay.
oh my god, I just hit my head on the microphone. Loud as shit.
No fucking more of this shit, dude.
Yeah. No more, you fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Anyways,
we should probably get out of here.
we probably should.
Yeah.
All right,
We've been
you
doing it for the
fucking.
past hour. But all right.
No, nobody knows. Hey, here's to coming to terms with some things, at least talking some things out. Also getting into geriatric dealings. I don't know how would you phrase that.
We talked
Talking
about
to old people about death.
Yeah. We talked about dude, it's crazy.
We really covered a lot of ground in this one.
But it is crazy, dude, how life gets. And I don't know, like, a lot of people don't seem to deal with this, but, like, if you've ever, like, been with a family member, I remember my grandma, when she was finally in, like, a hospice, you know?
yeah,
'Cause
and
that's-
she knows.
That's where everyone ends
For
up.
sure.
And she doesn't
I'm not
fucking-
going to, dude. I'm
she-
gonna fucking end up in the woods.
So,
for sure.
that's how I always feel, too.
Oh
is-
my god!
Is just taking
dude.
out,
If I'm 95, I'm walking into the woods
Dude,
in the cold.
lay me out there.
Yes, dude. My buddy Chris Chambers wandered out into the woods and froze to death. I've had a lot of friends that killed themselves. Nobody like that. He just fucking wandered in the woods and
That's
was like,
cla-
"I know it's gonna be cold. I'm not gonna give myself an out." Maybe not. Now, a lot of people think that he OD'd on drugs and was out there. But anyways, I think, well, long story, I'll tell you afterwards. But anyways, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I've always felt like I would just leave,
Yes.
go like into a brushy.
That's how cats do it?
Like yeah,
That's
Dude.
what I want to do.
yeah, like a
I
brush.
don't need a fucking coffin.
A brushy area,
Yeah. Especially
You know?
bushy. You know what I mean?
like that raccoon I found not long ago.
Well, I was thinking about Judge Millian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She was. We saw her boobs.
I know we saw a bunch of pictures of her titties.
You guys, we saw her boobs.
We did. We saw Judge Millian's titties.
But this
you
is
know
no-
it, and now we're in the camp of Obama.
This is no excuse to take the chat over with.
Yeah, that is true.
with sex.
Yeah. Do not.
No sex in the chat.
Yeah, dude, stop with the sexy shit in the chat, though.
Yeah.
That it really is really the one thing that we implore these people to do by next show.
We don't
is
like it.
stop being
Sex
overtly, or at least not overtly. Here, hold on. Oh, here's one. Here's one.
We have another one.
Oh yeah,
What
this
is
is
it?
Haunted 728.
All right.
I enjoyed this show. Bravo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What
see?
the fuck, dude?
That's sexual as
What are you
shit, dude.
doing?
What are you like?
This is, look, we can't have this. We really can't. This is A, distracting, and B, not the type of content we want to be promoting.
Also Jewish.
Some. Yeah. Actually, it was like this. I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Thanks, guys.
I'm a Jew and I love sex. We know.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Anyways, you fucking piles of shit.
This is unhinged. All right,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get out of here. All right, goodbye, guys.